Luke.
Deposits are federally insured by the NCAA and equal housing opportunity.
They were outnumbered, out-equipped. They had no chance of winning, but pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Value.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Regional Radio Sports Network, broadcasting live and in living color from Bethel College. We're on Mike Lightfoot Court. Paul Condry along with the coach, Mark Gardner. Game number 2 of our twin bill here on this matinee Saturday. A busy day of college sports around the United States of America. Wonderful to be here. Battle of unbeatens here in the game 2. We had a Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference women's matchup, first time out. Bethel Lady Pilots picked up their 4th win against 1 loss. And, of course, here today, how about this unbeaten Madonna basketball team taking on the Pilots, who, a quick turnaround, had to fight, cry, claw, get ornery against their opponent last night, Indiana University South Bend, before they won.
Wasn't pretty, but they got a win. And, again, we talk all the time. Coaches take it one game at a time. Players look ahead, and you know that these young men were looking forward to the battle of the hopeful undefeateds today and kind of look past that IUSB team. So they get caught by surprise a little bit there by not being focused. They were able to come away with the win, but they weren't pleased with their effort, and hopefully today will be better.
The eye test tonight, if you look at this basketball team here at Madonna off to our immediate right, big, lanky, and will create all kinds of matchups for the Bethel men's basketball team today. But the Pilot, one thing that they have going for them, a lot of depth in this unit.
Yeah, if you're picking teams at the playground, Dominic Jenko, Jared DeHart, there's some guys in this Bethel team, Rassler, probably not your top pick, but after the next 40 minutes are done, I think some people will leave here going, I'll take those guys on my team any day of the week.
Yeah, Dwight Burton's really been the straw that stirs the drinks here for the Crusaders under the direction of Noel Eimenheiser in the early stages, averaging 23 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4 assists and a steal. That's a pretty good resume for anybody, but he's also going to be faced off and matched up against one of the best players in America in Travion Cruz, who is off to a great start, including a triple-double on Tuesday against Roosevelt University. Should be a really neat matchup here today between the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference and the Crossroads League. And as things play itself out, it's going to be really interesting to see how this thing plays it with Wolverine Crossroads League. We saw how the last time the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference team played here, they're 0-5 now against the Crossroads League. So the Crossroads League's flexing its muscles in the early stages.
Yeah, and home court advantage is always nice in this matchup, but Midwest basketball between the CCAC, the WAC, and the Crossroads.
All right, we're going to go one-on-one with Ryan Lightfoot. Before that, we'll go to our message. Once again, glad that you can join us. We'll be back with more of College Buckets right after this short timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense.
Winston Churchill's immortal words stirred an entire country in the face of certain defeat. Today, these words give each of us the courage to reach for our own victories.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never.
Commitment. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Game number 2 of the doubleheader here today, the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. First game, Cornerstone, and the Lady Pilots has come to a conclusion. Now we'll move on to Madonna and Bethel. Joining us here on the pregame show, Ryan Lightfoot. Quick turnaround, Coach, after a win last night against IU South Bend. Just general thoughts on the game.
I thought for us it's one of those things where we just kind of didn't really do what we needed to do, both offensively and defensively against IUSB. Guys got downhill on us real early. We were able to get plays at the rim. Their athleticism hurt us, and they guarded us really well. They did some things to take us out of our game, to slow us down. But I thought for us, we just weren't really excited about our execution. I said to the guys yesterday in the locker room, I said, you know you're part of a really good program when you win a game and you feel like you lost. So for us, we don't have to sit with it very long. We knew we didn't play well. We knew they did some things to hurt us, and we made some adjustments. And hopefully now today we can make some of those things and put them into play. We don't have to sit with it very long, which is nice.
Drew mentioned to me going into the locker room at the half that he was really disappointed in the fact that the Pilots fell into the IUSB trap of playing their game and their tempo. And that I asked him, what do you have to do to change that in the second half? I never got his answer in the second half, so you tell me, did answer the question for what I think I mentioned to him at halftime.
Yeah, I don't think we really made that adjustment. I think for us, our ball screen defense was horrendous yesterday. They were doing some slip screen stuff to take us out of some actions, but our help side defense was not where it needed to be, but our on-ball accountability, guys were getting right down the lane to us and getting to the rim and making plays, which is very uncharacteristic to us. We usually have some guys that were able to make some plays for us, both offensively and defensively, but they just took us out of our game, and we kind of fell into the trap of just playing sloppy basketball, and that's just not who we are.
You wanted Trayvon Covington to kind of get off the schneid. He did that last night and gave you some quality minutes in the first half.
Yeah, it's good to see Trayvon play well. We've seen him do that in the past. He's done that for us last year. He's been really good offensively for us. This year, I think he's guarding. He got in foul trouble last night, I think, or else he'd have went for 30. He's one of those guys that can just score in bunches, and he did that well yesterday. Got us off to a great start. We're grateful that he could get going for us. I think that we saw it coming. We knew it was going to come. Hopefully now we can just get some consistency from his scoring moving forward.
We've seen D. Hart as well as Rassler really step up off the bench, just to name a few guys. Let's just speak to the maturation of the new guys coming into the system. We knew Cruz was going to be good. He played here all last year, even though he didn't play here because he practiced.
Yeah. I think Jared's been one of those guys that was a surprise to a lot of people. I think when we first took him, they're like, what are you doing with him? But we just saw something special in him. He's a great basketball player, competes and plays so stinking hard. One of the things we talked about even in the locker room is, hey, he just plays hard. He makes mistakes, but you can live with his mistakes being a young kid just because of how he competes and the way he guards, the ability to close games for us. I think he's got the trust of not only our players but our coaching staff, especially to end games. Gavin's one of those guys, too, that's coming along. We're going to kind of push the tempo for him. He's getting the start for us tonight in this game against Madonna. So for us, kind of pushing his momentum forward, bringing Luke off the bench, maybe a more role that he can get comfortable in. We'll see. But we need to try some different positions at that 4-man.
All right, let's turn our attention to Madonna. They're off to a rip-roaring 4-0 start, and they've beat everybody relatively easily. And looking at their lineup, big on big.
Yeah, obviously they're starting 6'10", freshman who's really talented, which brings a lot of different matchup problems. He plays on the front of their zone that we haven't seen a lot of. They got a 1-3-1, 2-3 look that just because of their length, not only at their big, but their guard position too, can really give you problems. So it's just something we haven't seen a lot of. And then 7 foot inside. So for that, I think we just got to negate who they are, try to take it at them inside. They don't have the depth that we have, but their top 5, top 6 guys are really talented.
Break it down. Offense, defense, what do you got to do to win?
I think for us, we've got to contain their guards. Their guards can score in bunches. They got 4 guys averaging double figures, obviously 0 averaging over 24 points a game, can do a lot in transition. They're very similar to who we are. So for us, we have to make sure that we stay out of foul trouble, move our feet and defend. A lot of these guys that stay out of transition, they like to play 4-1, move the basketball on the perimeter. We have to defend their actions and kind of be on time to 3-point line. So for us, we've got to execute against their zone is one of the things that we just haven't seen a bunch of, so it's new to us. And then just making sure we're taking care of their bigs inside.
Best of luck, Coach.
Thanks, Paul.
College basketball today being presented in part by our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. During Gates' 90th birthday celebration, choose from over 1,000 new and used cars, including Toyota RAV4s, along with the Chevy Equinox or Traverse for just $9,990. You can choose from a Toyota Camry and Chevy Cruze for as little as $10,990. Or how about the big Chevy Silverado truck starting for just $259 per month. Still family owned and managed, now by the 4th generation. Gates has been fair, friendly, familiar, and has served millions of loyal customers for the past 90 years. Glad you can join us here from inside the Gates Gymnasium here on Mike Lightfoot Court. Glad that you could be a part of it. The 23rd-ranked Bethel College Pilots 6-0 on the season, taking on the unbeaten Madonna University Crusaders. Crusaders a year ago, 17-13. They were 4th place in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. They were 8-9 away from their friendly confines, 9-4 at home under the direction of Noel Ammenheiser, who's had a pretty solid career at Madonna University. The 06 grad has won 140 games in his career. Young Ryan Lightfoot, of course, who was a Hall of Famer, had his jersey retired here at Bethel College. Ryan, 27 wins and 10 losses for the former Northwood standout. And we're glad that you can join us because his club a year ago, 22 wins and 10 losses, 11-7 in the Crossroads League, lost in the first round of the Crossroads League postseason tournament at home against Mount Vernon, then a loss in the first round of the NAI Division II National Championship Series to Oklahoma Wesleyan, 83-75. This is the 8th meeting between these two clubs. Last time these two clubs locked horns was back on the 1st of November, back in 2013 on a neutral court. Pilots were able to eke out a 94-90 win. Bethel leads the all-time series 7-0. You look at Madonna coming into the ball game with wins against Great Lakes Christian, East West University, IU East, and Olivet College. Coach, the Pilots, conversely, on their side of the ledger, it's been a really, really wide variety of teams with a wide variety of talent sets as well, too.
Different style of play, different. I like the preseason matchups they've had because it's prepared them for all different types of things that you're going to see. And we know within the Crossroads, there's a lot of similar teams. But there's certainly a few teams that play a different style. And obviously, everything you're doing right now is preparing you for that postseason run and trying to get ready for playing back-to-back games, trying to get ready for playing different styles and back-to-back. And so. Good job of preseason scheduling, and these guys have answered the bell every night out. Not been pretty all the time, but they've answered the bell.
Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference action today. University of Michigan Dearborn is at 20th ranked IU Southeast. East West University at the University of Northern Ohio. St. Xavier is taking on Lawrence Tech. Lourdes is at Carlow University. University of St. Francis is at Indiana Tech. Of course, the USF, one of the top teams in the country, ranked number 26. Mount Vernon, 15th ranked team, is taking on Cornerstone right about now. Siena Heights is at Roosevelt. We saw them on Tuesday. And Concordia is taking on Trinity International. In the WAC right now, Madonna unbeaten, the only team unbeaten in the league. Cornerstone is at 4-1. Lourdes at 3-1. Rochester at 3-2. Siena Heights 2-2. Indiana Tech 2-3. Then it's Lawrence Tech, Concordia, University of Michigan Dearborn, and Northern Ohio, all with one win. Aquinas, the only team at 0-3. If you look at the Crossroads League right now, Bethel at 6-0, Mount Vernon at 5-0, Grace at 4-0, Marion at 3-0, Indiana Wesleyan and Spring Arbor both 6-1, Huntington at 4-1, St. Francis at 3-1, Goshen at 1-4, and Taylor at 0-4. Last night in the Crossroads League, IU South Bend lost to Bethel here 78-73. Concordia University was nipped by Grace 93-90 in overtime. Olivet Nazarene was pounded by Mount Vernon last night in the Homecoming Classic 87-66. Shawnee State upended Goshen 79-73. And Huntington crushed East West 89-51. Now today in the Crossroads League, Grace is taking on Emmaus Bible College, Madonna here at Bethel, St. Francis at Indiana Tech, Bellevue University ranked 14th is at Huntington, Taylor is at Governor State University, and Mount Vernon will be playing in the Homecoming Classic. So there you have the details for this one. We're going to head on down here to Brian Miller with our starting lineups and all the details, and that's coming your way here in just a few seconds. But glad you can join us here for College Buckets tonight at Mike Lightfoot Court. Our good friend Luke Schrock joining us. He's a member of the broadcast team at Cornerstone University, and he is in town. Luke, great to have you, buddy.
Great to be here. Honestly, I was coming home anyways, so it was great to see that Cornerstone was playing Bethel earlier and just be able to see your hometown team just take on your school team as well.
All right, glad you could be a part of the broadcast tonight. Thanks again to our broadcast team upstairs, led by the legendary Tanya Condry, doing a wonderful job getting things together. And also a very special thanks to Ben for being with us here today. As there's the horn. Let's go on down to Brian Miller.
Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's contest. As a member of the NAI, we are proud to be participants in the Champions of Character Initiative. We ask each of you to help create a positive, fun, and competitive environment by showing respect for one another. Fans, on behalf of the Crossroads League and Bethel College, please enjoy today's contest. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you to please rise and kindly remove your caps for today's opening prayer. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity we have to honor you through the game of basketball. We ask you to protect the players as they compete, keep them free from injury, and help us all truly enjoy this game. Help us all to encourage and cheer one another with the proper perspective in mind, and Lord, please bless our veterans for their service. Thank you for what you're doing in our lives and have continued and will continue to do each and every day. In Jesus' precious name, amen. Fans, please remain standing as we honor America and those who serve and protect our great country with the playing of our national anthem. Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mike Lightfoot Court inside the Gates Gymnasium here on the campus of Bethel College. Welcome to the Whitecap Center. Thank you for attending today's men's basketball matchup between the visitors, the Crusaders of Madonna University, and the home team, your Bethel College Pilots. Let's meet the starting lineups now. First for the visitors from Madonna U. At one guard, a 6'1 junior from Detroit, Michigan, wearing number 0, Dwight Burton. At another guard, a 6'2 senior from Canton, Michigan, number 1, Jonathan Swift. Also at guard, a 6'3 junior from Canton, Michigan, wearing number 4, Joshua Reynolds. At forward for the Crusaders, 7 foot, a junior from Berlin, Germany, number 25, Malik Eichler. And at forward, a 6'10 freshman from Livonia, Michigan, wearing number 30, Mark Meddy. Head coach of the Crusaders is Noel Ebenheiser. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, BC fans of all ages, Whitecap Wackos, make some noise. Let me hear you. Here's the starting lineup now for the home team, your Bethel College Pilots. At one guard, a 6'1 senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 1, Trayvon Covington. Also at guard, 6' sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 3, Trevion Cruz. At guard, 6'3 senior from Granger, Indiana, he's number 4, Ryan Lutz. At forward for BC, 6'5 junior from Niles, Michigan, number 13, Gavin Ressler. And at forward, the man in the middle at 6'8", a senior from Churubusco, Indiana, number 43, Paul Foreman. Bethel coaches are Alex Daniel, Drew Schaus, Ryan M., and the head coach of your Pilots in his second season of 2010. BC graduate is Ryan Lightfoot. Fans introducing today's officials, the men in stripes, Mr. Dave Gentile, Mr. Eric Lowe, and Mr. Derek Allen Etherington. Fans, remember, each three-point basket scored in today's contest is...
Well, once again, thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports. The Madonna Crusaders decked out in the blue shorts with the italics M on the side of both sides of the blue shorts. Solid gold number, pretty simple out there. Madonna in italics along the front in gold. Pilots, home white jerseys, blue trim. Blue numbers trimmed in gray. Their names on the back, Bethel written in blue, trimmed in gray. As the Crusaders win the opening tip, they're moving from right to left on your screen. Glad you can join us here on Regional Radio Sports. And here's a Trevion Cruz nearly with a interception here right from the get-go.
Yeah, that's Cruz-Burton matchup's going to be fun to watch this afternoon.
With the ball now, Jonathan Swift over on the far side. Goes deep right corner now to Medi. Medi, one-on-one against Rassler. Leans. He drug that pivot foot, no call. Back over here now. Here's Reynolds. 12-footer, no good. Rebound, tap from Foreman, now to Lutz. Lutz over the timeline, hits the trailer, Travion Cruz. Cruz, cross court now to Rassler. Now here to the top, now to Foreman. Back to Trayvon Covington, shovels it into the corner to Lutz for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound ripped out of there nicely by Joshua Reynolds.
It's a good look for Lutz. Good, quick catch and shoot. I like that release.
Reynolds with the ball, comes up high now here to Medi. Over here on the near side now, Swift. Pasto, nice play, backdoor for the easy goal from Mark Medi. Madonna leads it 2-0 at the 19:04 mark.
Yeah, Rassler pinched on the dribble drive and didn't recover quick enough. Got beat backdoor.
Cruz comes up high now here to Foreman. Foreman looking for help. Waiting for help. Now Cruz coming around a high side screen. Cruz looking for help. Veers right side. Pass back here to Foreman now in the corner to Trayvon. Trayvon, three, ricochets off the iron. Ripped out of there by Malik Eichler. Here come the Crusaders, and a foul on Trayvon Covington. Dave Gentile, my favorite of all officials.
Yeah, Trayvon picking up the early one. Remember he had 4 fouls last night. A lot of contact there. He kind of got bumped into that, and that's what Ryan's looking for. Different starting lineup today. Luke Fisher not in the lineup, so Rassler getting this start here at home.
Medi goes right side now here to Dwight Burton, who's had a sensational start to the season. Back over here on the left side now, Reynolds shot off the iron, no good. Lutz the rebound. And now to Cruz. Cruz over the timeline now into the forecourt, top of the ring now. Swings it right side to Trayvon Covington. Trayvon with a jab step. Comes up high now to Rassler. Back to Travion. Travion looking for help, asking for help. Look at the two-man game to Foreman. Here's Cruz, double team. Wrap around to the top to Covington. Covington, 3-ball, bucket. Pilots lead at 3-2.
That's great court recognition. If you're going to double team Cruz and then cheat down on Foreman, then Covington rolls over. That's a good 3-man basketball right there.
With the ball now, here's Medi. Over the timeline now. Whoa, that's close.
Real close
that's
to that being established over the front court.
Here is Swift with the ball. 18-foot shot right side. Book it. 4-3 in favor of the Crusaders here at the 17:44 mark.
Here's Covington with the answer.
Driving, shooting, and scoring. He's starting where he did last night, Coach.
Yeah, well, we all know he's not a great defender, but he is great at leaking out. And so if you're going to score, he's going to work real hard to get it back before you can even high-five your teammate.
Here's Medi with the ball over the timeline now. Double team there. And Lutz knocked down and hurt that right knee. There's a jump shot in the corner, and Ryan Lutz down on the floor. Immediately, the officials stop play as they get some attention. Our coverage today being presented in part by our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. We want to thank them. There's also, we thank some of our fine sponsors here making it happen, including our friends at Teachers Credit Union. Ryan Lutz is going to try to walk this one off. See if he's able to do that or not. Boy, it'll be a tough break for him to, this being his senior season, to not be able to continue on.
He's fought this knee injury for
a
couple years now. Fortunately, the Pilots' depth turned to Cal Hartman, who was my player of the game last night.
He was sensational, really was.
He's become much more of an offensive threat this year as opposed to leading the team in assists. He's putting some points on the board, and so you have to honor that. And we know he's a great defender.
Well, one thing about it, Lutz is not going to the locker room. He's going to the end of the bench. Cruz back into the corner. Jump shot three. Rassler rattles it home. His 7th triple of the season. The Pilots lead at 8-7.
And this is the element I like from this team this year, this full court press. I love the fact that they're so deep and athletic that they can press. You got 3 seconds here to get it across if you're Madonna.
Here's a pass inside. Hartman filling the passing lanes, comes up with the steal. Hartman quickly over the timeline now. And hustling back are the Crusaders with the steal. So back-to-back bakery opportunities. Plenty of turnovers for everybody at Rise and Roll, folks.
Swift did exactly what Hartman did. Hustled, didn't give up on it, and got it back for his team. As Burton with the deep 3.
3-point shot good for Dwight Burton, and he'll pound himself in the head and congratulate himself. I hope he's happy with that. 10-8 here at the 16:25 mark.
I don't know if I'd find a new celebration in this day and age of concussions.
Yeah.
Gus Farad out there.
Number one thing is you thank your teammate for giving you the ball.
Oh, not in 2018.
No.
That was 1998.
All right, my bad. Here's Cruz, 3-point shot, good. Cruz off the assist from Kyle Hartman.
And
11-10 Pilots.
Instead of hitting themselves in the head, they pointed at each other like, hey, good play, teammate.
No question about it. Here's the ball. Out high now here to Medi. Hands it off now to Burton. Burton holding up two fingers on right hand. Now comes to the top. Comes up high here. Turning and squaring is Eichler. One-on-one against Foreman. Goes to the right side. Illegal screen set up, I believe it was on Medi.
Yeah. Trayvon trying to fight to that screen. That's an illegal screen. So turnover number 3 on Madonna.
And my timeout is my way. 15:45. Pilots lead at 11-10. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Ryan Lightfoot told me prior to the game that he thought that the Madonna Crusaders were the best team in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference and thought they were going to win the league outright. And they're off to a 4-0 start and close ball game here, 11-10. Glad you can join us here.
Impressive freshman Jared DeHart in for the Pilots.
DeHart, glad to have him on the floor. We're going to make sure we get that name correction.
I talked to Mom today before the game upstairs.
And we're all good?
We're good.
Cruz, triple, good.
We're not that good.
Lead at 14-10.
We'll pat ourselves in the back. We're good, but we're not Travion Cruz good. He is so smooth, Paul. It's 2 triples here. He's got 6 early points.
Jonathan Swift on the dribble drive. Pull up, 15-footer, good. 14-12, shooting it off the dribble. You can create your own shot. You can do a lot of things in the game of basketball.
Yeah, he's a nice ball player. Him and Burton are solid backcourt together. Substitutions
now. Caleb Drum in the ballgame. Clark Lamb for the team with the blue shirts. Here's Cruz with the basketball. He'll launch the triple. Off the iron he goes. It ricochets into the hands of Jonathan Swift, and he'll push up the issue. He's over the timeline now. Goes over a screen on the right side wing on the dribble. Pull up 14-footer. Good. And it's now a 14-14 ballgame.
Feeling pretty good about himself as he backpedals, rightfully so. It's 3 knockdown buckets for
Hartman
him.
back out here to DeHart. DeHart looking for help. Still on the look. Now dribbles across the lane, shovels it over here to Fisher. Fisher is packed from behind by the big fella, Mark Meddy.
It's a good play on both ends. DeHart with a good drop pass for Luke. Luke pump faked, went up strong. It's just a nice defensive play by Meddy. Pilots retain possession, 14 on the shot clock.
14-23 on the first half game clock. A lot of 14s up there as we're tied 14. Kyle Hartman looking for help. Looking. Comes out here to Fisher and then back here to Kyle Hartman. Back out to the top to Foreman. Back to Travion Cruz. Travion looking. Reversal back to Fisher. Fakes the pass. Now goes into the corner to DeHart. DeHart back to Foreman.
No shot clock.
Here is shot clock violation on the Pilots.
You got to know. Absolutely have to know. And you got to talk to your teammates when you're inbounding that ball. Hey, guys, 14, but it's a bad possession.
I think those are the kind of turnovers that frost Ryan Lightfoot's cookies more than anything.
Yeah, there's a big red clock above the basket that tells you that it's winding down. It's not like you don't know.
Here's Burton with a basketball foul line, extended left jump shot, no good. Rebound, Kyle Hartman. Hartman now here to Cruz. Puts on the brakes, now drives. Jump pass to Kyle Hartman in the corner. Kyle looking for help.
Got a mismatch with Luke down
there.
Still
looking, still on the look. Comes back free throw line.
There it is.
All pass back door, and Foreman throws it away. Quickly, Dwight Burton on the breakout. Burton on the drive, and rebound, Kyle Hartman.
And Paul went straight up. A lot of contact, but Paul went straight up. It was initiated by Burton. It's a good no call by your buddy Dave.
Thanks.
I got you.
Left side now. Here's Fisher. Gives way to Hartman here on the right wing. He's asking for a 2-man setup. Now back here to Cruz. Back to Foreman. Foreman on the dribble. Looks. Jump pass to DeHart. DeHart, 12-foot baseline shot. Book it. 16-14. DeHart with a jump shot at the 13-10 mark.
6'3" DeHart going up and over the 7-footer with a pull-up bucket.
Jonathan Swift transferred in from Delta Community College from Canton. And he gets up high now here to Eichler. Eichler gives way now to Swift on the far wing. Now he'll kick it back over here to Burton. Burton launches the jump shot, no good. A rebound. Paul Foreman with a nice box out. Bethel ball, 2-point lead. Here's Kyle Hartman, lobs it inside now, and that one ill-advised play, and a turnover on the Pilots. Up court quickly now. Here is Drum, and Drum was fouled, and we'll have a whole line change by the boys in white and blue.
Yeah, good hustle by DeHart to get back there, picking up the foul, making him earn it from the free throw line. So 2-shot foul. Subs have to hold on for a moment.
And to the charity stripe, Caleb Drum, 6'3" junior, who's playing in his 5th game of the year. Went to Homer High School in Michigan, averaging 5.8 a game, 2 rebounds, 75% free throw shooter, and he gets his club within a single digit at 16-15 at the 12:34 mark here of the
Swift heads to the bench, off to a hot start shooting. 3 for 3 from the, or I'm sorry, 4 for 4 from the floor. He's got 9 points.
Drum, one more opportunity, and he misses it. Ball deflected around and tipped out, and we play volleyball, and it will be who? It'll be BC basketball. I believe it ricocheted off the hand of Clark Lamb, the East China, Michigan native. And a substitution as Lamb comes out of the game, and back or onto the floor for the first time now will be Thomas Simmons, who transferred in from Marygrove College, who calls the Motor City home. Here's Covington, right side now to DeHart. DeHart back here to Covington. Pass inside now to Hartman. Hartman thinks, fade away 12-footer, and got it to roll in. Set 18-15.
That's that play. Last year he would have thrown the little backdoor cut to Jenko, and this year he's looking to score there. Had a little contact and still was able to drop the bucket.
Swift comes up high now here to Eichler. Eichler turns and squares, guarded by Rassler. Back out to the point now to Drum. Drum back here near side wing. Here Reynolds. Reynolds on the drive to the goal. Shoots, nope. And DeHart the rebound. DeHart on the push shot now to Covington. Into the corner to Hartman. Back here to the trailer. Rassler shoot. Nope. He's going to come back out high. Into the corner to DeHart. 3. No good. Rebound ripped out of there by Caleb Drum. Madonna up court quickly on the breakout now. Here's Simmons on the drive. Hands it up. No ball tipped. Oh, my. Quickly up to the goal is Joshua Reynolds. And he scores, 18-17.
Yeah, Reynolds got to the rack, missed it, but was able to get that second jump before anybody else could. So quick off the floor.
Oh, my goodness. That was unbelievable how fast he got off the floor. Here is Hartman on the drive. Hartman inside. He scores, and he is fouled. Kyle Hartman.
Attack Burton off the baseline there. Ball fake to the middle of the floor, went to the rack. He's going to get the and one opportunity.
Hartman scored the last 4 points for the home team. He'll go to the line. Only a junior, averaging 5.5 points. Coach, right now, if he converts here, he'll have matched his season average.
He's just a difference maker out there. He's so quick. And like I said, last year he looked to pass the ball. This year he's looking to score, but either way, he gets the basket, makes things happen. We want to thank Gates. It's Gates' 90th birthday. Everyone gets to be a part of the celebration during the month of November. They're giving away 20 tropical family cruise vacations and exciting Las Vegas getaways, as well as big screen TVs, gift cards, and Apple products. No purchase necessary. You can register at any of the Gates locations or register online.
Basketball into the hands of Reynolds. Reynolds looks, cut out back out here to the top now to Antonio Capaldi, who just checked in. Pass into the low post now to Eichler. Back here to Capaldi, back inside the little two-man. Rassler, right-handed skyhook, right out of the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar book. 20-19. Louis Alcindor has returned.
And Jenko to the rack right
the score.
The 7-footer for the and one.
I missed the entire play, Coach. You had a better angle.
Yeah, sideline pass, and he just went right, blue pass. And we said this all last night. When Dom gets the ball, he's looking to attack the basket. And he went right past the 7-footer, got the ball off the glass, got bumped on the head, so head to the line.
Dominic's averaging 8 points a game, 2.5 rebounds, and has been terrible at the line this year at 57%. Misses the free throw.
Yeah, his playing time has increased, and his free throw percentage has decreased, and you got to fix that.
22-19 our score here at the 10.5-minute mark now. Oh, here's a drive, a little shovel pass. And I'm into the corner now. Swift for the shot, no good. Kyle Hartman the rebound. Kyle with a spinorama coming over the dime line. looking for some help on the dribble drive, finds Covington. Covington triple, no good. Rebound, Travion Cruz fakes, shoots, missed the shot, and rebound ripped out of there by Swift. Up court quickly on a breakout now. Reynolds breaks it out. Jab step, looks for some help, comes back out to the top, and Jenko with a foul. Day late and a dollar short was Dominic Jenko on the defensive play.
Great job by Travion down there getting the pump fake to get the defenders through. And how about this? Number 4, Ryan Lutz, returning to the Pilot lineup.
Probably puts on some blue emu and is ready to go. That's what I'd be doing right about now is Rassler and Jenko come out, and Foreman and Lutz back onto the hardwoods here at the 10:06 mark. Very entertaining game here between these two unbeatens.
There's a foul on Swift, I believe.
So the whistle on Jonathan Swift, the 6'2 senior.
Flagrant. He went
flagrant.
to elbow to the face.
Well, that's what they just called. I hope we were able to pick that up with our crowd mic, but they got to call a flagrant foul. So Cruz will go to the line here at the 10:06 mark. Mark this down if you're scoring at home. This is a significant moment. And now it's 23 to 19 on the. And one more for Cruz. Oh, and he missed the free throw. A rare miss for Cruz. Cruz on the season, a 93% free throw shooter. And that is a. Now, Coach, keep in mind that's an intentional foul. That's going to be 2 fouls on the play, right?
I think just 1 foul, but it's going to be 2 shots in the ball, and that's what the official's saying. It's a play they're trying to get out of. It's deceiving. It's like the flop. He grabbed the arm to make it look like a foul, but to the Madonna coaching staff, they said it was a great time for you to say, hey, don't do that, as opposed to calling a flagrant on him and making a big deal about it.
Foreman backing in, back out to Cruz. Travion triple off the rim, no good. Rebound hauled out of there by Thomas Simmons of the Crusaders. Back the other way now, Simmons jump pass into the corner. Reynolds is there. Reynolds stops, pull up, 14-footer left side, good. 23-21, 9:35 to go here in the first half of play. Bethel by 2.
Back-to-back nights where the Pilots have seen opponents that really looking to attack them off the dribble, and Madonna's doing a nice job.
Cruz comes up high now to Foreman. Foreman gives way back to Cruz. Cruz on the dribble, still on the look, back to Paul Foreman. Back to Kyle Hartman at the top. Kyle looking for help. Wrap around here to the high post. And Paul Foreman walked with the ball.
Yep. And Paul, going back to that flagrant, I tend to agree with the Madonna coaches. If it wasn't an elbow or anything like that, I don't think you call a flagrant in a game that's being played at this competitive level. I do agree. You call the foul and you talk to the young man and say, hey, that's the kind of, this is what we're looking to avoid. I don't know. I thought it was over-exaggeration of a call, in my opinion there.
Now Dwight Burton will walk it up over the timeline now. The Crusaders looking for the tie or the 1-point advantage. Here's a running one-hander in the lane. No good. Tipped up by O'Medi. Got that big 6'10" frame up high, but couldn't convert. Kyle Hartman looking for help. Waits for a cutter to go by. Kyle looking. And a foul whistled on Dwight Burton.
This assistant coach is going to get teed up before the day's over, Paul. He was questioning when they were talking about the flagrant. He yelled, oh, you saw it on ESPN, so you have to call it, and the official gave him the eye. And on that one there, he let out a big laugh. And if that continues, I got a feeling we will see a rule established real quickly. Officials don't like when assistant coaches think that they have the right to question stuff.
Travion Cruz to inbound in front of Coach tonight. Gets it to DeHart and then back to Cruz.
2 fouls on Burton now, so he has to head to the bench.
And mark it down, Luke Schrock, if you're taking care of that. That's a key point. Trayvon Covington with the triple bucket. 26-21 Pilots as Covington launches the 3 ball.
Somebody found a jump shot this week. It returned home. Trayvon is a great shooter over his career. He struggled the first 5 games, but he's lighting it up here this weekend.
Josh Reynolds goes inside to the low post now to Medi. Medi backing in on Foreman, and he's going to be fouled by Foreman.
Paul's first.
Yeah, when these big guys stand in front of you, I can't see anything, Coach.
It's times like this where you appreciate the view we have at some of the other gyms. I love being courtside, but yeah,
I do.
But when you have guys block us out.
Yeah, when you have 2 6'8" guys standing next to you, it's impossible to see. Free throw by Medi, who's a 73% free throw shooter, gives his club their 22nd point of the night. And at the 8:23 mark, the Crusaders have closed the Pilot lead to 4.
Both teams shooting 50%, both teams shooting 40% from behind the line. Both teams with 11 rebounds, both teams with 3 turnovers. So well-balanced game so far.
Very similar to what we saw last night. Very entertaining basketball game. Both free throws are good. It's a 3-point Bethel advantage, and they have the ball. Cruz.
Little 1-3-1 zone here.
Back over to D. Hart, now here to Foreman. Back out to Lutz, back to Cruz. Now to Covington. Covington, 3, off the rim. Now D. Hart the rebound. D. Hart back here to Cruz. Cruz back to Lutz. Trip ball off the front of the iron.
Good
Cruz
tip
keeps
out.
it alive to D. Hart. Back to Covington. Trey into the corner. Now to Foreman. Oh, it ricochets into the hands of Cruz. And finally stolen away by the Crusaders. Here is Drum with the ball. Gives way now here to Clank Lamb. And then back out to the top now to Jonathan Swift. Swift with the crossover. Goes right side now to Reynolds. Into the corner now. Meddy on the drive with the right hand. Missed it. And rebound in the hands of Cruz. And here is Travion Cruz with a drive to the rack and the score. 28-23. 7:29 to go. Bethel by 5, their largest advantage.
Good up and down action, a lot of contact. Coach is not happy with the officials. Players getting active.
Here's a jump shot, foul line extended right, no good from Swift. Here comes Bethel. Trayvon Covington on the breakout. On the dribble drive, pushed off now into the hands of Lutz. Lutz comes back out to Cruz. Back to D. Hart. D. Hart triple, nothing but the bottom of the net. 31-23. Pilots. 7:03 to go. First half. They'll take a timeout and we'll keep it right here.
So much stuff going on here. The last couple possessions, good ball movement, attacking the glass, finding the open shooter, playing unselfish, and finishing.
Coach, the big picture here is the Bethel Bigs have really kind of been non-existent from a point production standpoint. And
Yeah.
once again, you're playing with really 4 guards when it's all said and done.
Covington with 8, Cruz with 9, Hartman with 4. You got Rassler with 3, DeHart with 5, Jenko with 2. Luke and Paul haven't scored. Paul hasn't shot. But you know what? I guarantee Ryan will tell you, if we go 13 minutes into a game against a top undefeated opponent, have an 8-point lead, and Paul hasn't taken a shot, we'll take it.
No question about it. All right, coming out of this Madonna timeout at the 7:03 mark, the Crusaders to move from left to right on your screen, wearing those blue jerseys and the gold numbers. And that's the first timeout registered for both of our 2 varsity coaches here today.
Full court press by the Pilots.
A little 2-2-1 action going on. Now here's Reynolds. One-on-one against Lutz over on the 45-foot mark far side. Right side. Now he comes in between the rings. Still on the dribble. Jump pass back here to the big fella. Jump pass in here to the near wing. Now to Drum. Drum triple high off the iron. And the ball knocked away and kept alive by the Crusaders. Here's Drum. Back now to Swift. Back to the near side to Reynolds. Shots an air ball. And Lutz grabs the rebound. Cruz will push it up now into the forecourt at the top. Looks left, now goes left to Covington. Covington goes up here now to Foreman. Foreman with the jab step. He's going to back in. Paul fakes, leans, shoots, missed the shot, and he's knocked to the floor. Here come the Crusaders. Swift, that's his first shot of the half.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go spin move baseline. He went up and under instead.
Nice little move coming off a screen. Ball in the corner. Sure. 3-point shot, no good. Ball ricochets. Hey, right up the elevator shaft it goes. Now here's Cruz on the right side. Drives, pulls up from 15, in and out. No good. Rebound, Crusaders. Mark Meddy with the carom.
Almost threw it away as Swift was heading up the floor. Didn't realize the outlet pass was coming his way.
With the ball here on the far side now, Jonathan Swift. Swift looking. Ball reversal back to the far side now to Meddy. Meddy, the redhead on the drive. The ball had knocked out of his hands, and somehow he corralled it. Deflection and scores. 31-25. 5:25 to go in the half.
My favorite call in all of basketball, the old juggling act by the officials as a guy travels and catches his own pass.
And here is Covington here on the near wing.
He's just got to shoot up and over Meddy or take him to the rack because I don't think Meddy can hang with him.
Here's Lutz at the top of the ring now. That right knee heavily bandaged, goes left side to DeHart, and they're going to call an illegal screen, I believe, on Travion Cruz.
His first, team 6th.
And now checking back into the game for the Crusaders. No, I think this is my timeout. Timeout on the floor media, 31-25. 5:07 to go. We'll be back with more of College Buckets live from Mike Lightfoot Court inside the White Camp Athletic Center. This is Bethel College basketball on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
The American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
A hearty, happy 243rd birthday to the United States Marine Corps. Special to several of my very, very dear friends, including my son, Randall Ryan County, who served in the United States Marine Corps. Hoorah! 31-25, 5:07 to go. Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner here at this media timeout at 5:07. As we move from right to left with the Crusaders. Jonathan Swift goes now to Burton. Burton on the dribble drive. Floating shot in the lane, got it to roll. 31-27. Here come the Crusaders with 4 unanswered.
2-3 zone here to try and protect Burton, who's playing with 2 fouls.
Ball in the far corner, D. Hart. Back out to Lutz. Lutz goes to the free throw line to Kyle Hartman. Hartman back here to Rassler, back to Lutz at the wing. Back here's Rassler in the corner. Rassler, triple, no good, a rebound. Striking it down is Jonathan Swift.
Yeah, he gave DeHart a shove going along the baseline there.
Here's the hands of Drum. His shot on the way good. 6 unanswered. It's now a 2-point ball game. 31-29 here at the 4:21 mark.
Paul, we called the women's game before this. 2-3 zones, all kinds of action. You see the Pilots doing what you need to do. Just get somebody at the middle of the lane there. A good passer like Hartman. Inside out, and hope you knock down the open shots.
Cruz in the corner, pulls up from 18, knocks it down. 33-29. Cruz looking to score a little bit more tonight than I think we've seen in the past.
Yeah, he's got 11, and man-to-man defense, you want to be aggressive, active. Zone defense, a little bit more patient, just find the soft spots.
Swift goes right side now to Drum. Drum lobs in his side of the low post, and a foul whistled on the boys in the white jerseys.
Lots to pick up his first, trying to fight over that big post move by Lamb. Spread himself out there.
And that will be the 16th foul on the Pilots. The Crusaders have been whistled for 5 infractions. D. Hart checks out. Covington back in.
4-guard lineup, and Rassler playing your big, if you want to call him that, 6'5".
Drum looks, comes up high, and the ball stolen by Cruz. Cruz 2-on-1 break, goes to Hartman, back to Cruz for the goal. What an unselfish play by Kyle Hartman, and Cruz the recipient of the deuce.
Picture perfect 2-on-1 break. They had good spacing. He gave it up early to make the defender decide. So many times you see somebody hold it too long, and then they pin their teammate in a bad position.
Swift on the right side wing, looking for some help. Hedges off a screen.
It's a moving screen by
Comes back
Drum.
here now to Drum. Drum now back out to the top, now to Burton. Burton around a high side screen. Burton on the dribble drive, had it blocked by Travion Covington, but a foul is whistled on the Fort Wayne Snyder product.
Yeah, I think Trayvon got his arm there. Oh, they're calling 13. They're calling Rassler, which is advantage Pilots. That'll be his first.
And that will be the 17th foul on the Pilots. And it'll be shooting time for the team from Michigan. Noel Emmenheiser's squad will send Dwight Burton to the line. Burton, a 78% marksman, averaging a steal, 4 assists, 5.5 rebounds, and 23 points. This is a Madonna team, coach. They came in number 10 in the country in steals, number 13 in the country in assists per game, number 16 in field goal percentage, number 16 in steals, and number 20 in assists. And let's throw in the fact that they're 20th in the country in scoring.
They only have 3 assists on their 12 baskets today.
At the 3:17 mark, 1 of 2 on the trip. It's now 35-30.
Pilots have 10 assists on their 14 baskets. Here you see a spread out 1-3-1 zone, get a shooter open. A lot of open spots if you can attack.
Cruz now here to Covington. Covington 3 ball in and out, no good. Rebound ricochets into the hands of Swift. Swift Finds the trailer Burton. He loads the 3-ball and buries it. 35-33 on the 3-ball. 2-point ball game here at the 2:49 mark.
Burton with the celebratory smack of the head again. I can't imagine how his head feels on he has those nights where he puts up 30 points.
2:47 to go. Coach Ryan Lightfoot is going to take a timeout.
Yeah, he wants to adjust against that big 1-3-1 zone where they're spreading the floor. We want to thank our friends over at Gates. Nothing deceiving about the way they play over there, right? During their 90th birthday celebration, choose from over 1,000 new and used cars, including Toyota RAV4s, along with the Chevy Equinox and the Traverse for just $9,990. Or you can choose a Toyota Camry or Chevy Cruze for as little as $10,990. How about the big Chevy Silverado starting at just $259 a month? Still family owned and managed now by the 4th generation. Gates has been fair, friendly, familiar, and has served millions of loyal customers the past 90 years. And we appreciate the Gates support of Bethel basketball.
Bethel's biggest lead here in the early stages has been 8. The largest lead for the visitors from the Wolverine State has been 2. That last lead was at 10-8. And since that point in time, we had a tie at 14-14. But for the most part, the Pilots took that lead at 13-10 on the D-Hard basket, have not relinquished the advantage that they have.
Tanya Condry said to check the football scores, which tells me that Ohio State's winning. So we'll check anyway.
But most importantly, what's the Indiana score?
Indiana is up by 2, but Maryland has the ball 58 seconds to go. I don't know what yard line, though. I don't have a play-by-play on that. Ohio State is winning by 20 with 1:12 to go. Congratulations to the Ohio Buckeyes and Tanya Condry.
With the basketball now is Cruz over on the 45-foot mark. Staring into the double team, bounce past the Foreman, back to Lutz. Lutz, 3, good. Beautiful job by the Pilots, 38-33. So well coached on that play.
That's a good timeout. Like I said, if you're going to spread that 1-3-1 zone out, you just put shooters always a wide open
with a
look.
pass inside to Eichler, and he lays it up and in, 38-35.
So
2:20 to go.
As good as the offense was last possession, the defense was terrible.
Yes,
as
it was.
Barkley would say.
With the ball up high now, Paul Foreman, who's been off the score sheet for the entire first half. The senior all-conference performer. Here's Cruz. Jump pass out here to Rassler. Bounce pass to the low post to the big man.
He's going to
Paul
work.
Foreman's going to back it in. Shoots, scores from the right block. Powerful move inside. 40-35 BC.
Yeah, there's tall and there's big. Eichler's tall. Paul's big, and Big won that one.
With the ball over the timeline now, here's Meddy.
That's
ball
not a good
stolen
place to
by
stop.
Trayvon coming into the goal for the goal.
And good recognition. Burton had to give him the bucket. Pilots now with a 7-point lead. Burton could not pick up his 3rd foul on that breakaway.
Burton goes over on the far side now to Meddy. Back to Swift. Foul line extended right. Swift looking back to the left side now to Capaldi. Capaldi with a triple. And that one's on its way to IU South Bend without hitting the rim.
So growing up watching Cubs games, I always appreciate what Steve Stone would say for our younger listeners at home. For our younger viewers, if you're playing against basketball here, don't do what Mark Meddy does. Don't pick up your dribble and put it over your head, because that's just a bad place to be 40 feet from the basket. So
Foreman, top of the circle to Rassler, back to Travion Cruz. Now inside to the low post now to Foreman, double team. Paul fakes, looks. Oh, backdoor pass to Rassler, and he scores. 44-35 BC. 57 seconds to go in the half.
Great cut, great pass, great finish. The bigs for the Pilots playing well.
Burton up court quickly now here to Capaldi. Capaldi back out here now to Burton. Burton foul line extended right on the right wing now. On the dribble drive.
Charge.
Runs over Ryan Lutz.
Foul
Lutz will
number 3.
take a charge, and he got hit on the knee again.
Poor Ryan Lutz. He reminds me of.
He's the walking wounded out there, man.
That reminds me of that Cardinals baseball player. Got hit by a pitch, then he got hit on the throw going to second, stealing second. And the next play he's trying to score, and he gets hit by the throw going home. And on one hand you laugh, and on the other hand you go, man, that poor kid. That's how you feel about Ryan down there.
Stop the presses.
Oh,
somebody's cleaning up the floor from
Donnie Dunbar. Bethel manager, quick. Paul's been asking for this for about 10 years, and Donnie Dunbar says, I'll do that for you.
All right.
Makes me feel old, though, because when I started here at Bethel, Donnie's sister played here. And
yes,
that was 12 years ago. Donnie was 6, and now he's a Bethel manager.
With the basketball, D-Hart on the far wing, comes out high on the wraparound to Foreman. Back here to Cruz. Cruz back out to Foreman. Foreman fakes the pass. Now back to D-Hart. D-Hart on the far wing. 14 on the shot clock. D-Hart still on the dribble. Goes now here to Rassler, and Rassler says, I'll come here to Cruz. Cruz with 6. Cruz going to hedge off a screen. Cruz on the drive, shovels it out, and he throws the ball over to
Dave Schmidt.
Schmidt.
My Love Sutton hanging out, huh? Schmidt was open. He didn't even react. Look at him, so stoic over there.
And the turnover on the Pilots, a costly one with 10 seconds to go.
17 fouls, so you don't want to send them to the foul line during anything here.
What's the score of the IU game, Coach?
It's 34-32. I believe that ball should be baseline. The pass came from baseline. Nobody touched it. So
tell Dave Gentile to where it has to be down here. Dave Gentile, what's he going to come over here?
We got inbound somewhere over there in between, halfway between where it landed and where it was thrown. So
Josh Reynolds inbounds the ball out here in the backcourt to Swift. Swift matched up against Cruz.
IU has the ball back with 50 seconds to go. Take a deep breath.
Swift, pull up 18-footer off the rim. No good. Hart the rebound. Throws up a long shot.
I love it, though.
And 20 minutes are in the books from the Y Camp Athletic Center. The Pilots at the half lead 44-35. We'll get some thoughts here from Bethel assistant coach Drew Schaus, and I think he's going to be much happier than when we talked to him at the intermission last night. Coach, what do you think?
I think right now we're playing well. We talked about our pace and how we want to play, and I think we dictated that with our pressure and then also a controlled fast break. I think we did really good. They've got 2 giant guys down there. We did a great job boxing out. I don't know if they've got more than 2 or 3 offensive rebounds, maybe no more than that.
If I would have told you before the game that Paul Foreman is not going to score a field goal until the 152 mark, and you're going to go to the locker room with a 45-35 lead, what would you have said?
I would have said it would have looked a little bit like last night. But also you got to look at guys like Kyle Hartman that came in and provided a spark, Jared DeHart. I mean, it's a next man up when it comes to our guards and our bigs, and Gavin Razzler came in and hit a big 3. I think we win by committee.
And Foreman has 4 assists.
Yeah.
You know, he's only taken 2 shots. He's got 4 assists. You're correct. 2 offensive rebounds.
2 offensive, all right.
But I thought the spacing and the execution against their 1-3-1 was off the charts.
Yeah, they're going to use their length and try and disrupt what we do offensively in that 1-3-1. But what we did, we combated it with our own spacing and hitting the middle, flashing. We also offensive rebound. Jared had 1, Cruz had 1. So I think we have 5 offensive rebounds. So we did a really good job of executing out of that despite their length.
All right, something that we've seen this team do, get to leads. Now they've got to be able to finish. We saw this up at Roosevelt. You're up 27 at one point in time. Against this team, you cannot take your foot off the gas. So what's Ryan talking about now?
Ryan's going to say we did a really good job. They want to play fast. They're averaging 94 points a game. We did a great job of not allowing that fast break to happen. You saw a few times they can get the points up in a hurry. They can score 6, 9 really fast. So we just need to be able to play at our controlled tempo, not allow their transition break, and continue with our run and jump.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say that Uncle Don's listening. You need to say
Good.
hi.
Hey, Uncle Don. Thanks for listening.
I think the only thing that went wrong for the Pilots so far was that Drew left his scouting report with you and I during the women's game.
Hey, no one saw it. Hey, we got to put that on air.
We'll be back with more of Bethel College men's basketball right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condrio along with Coach Mark Gardner. Also Luke Strock joining us with us here at the intermission. And before we go over to Coach Mark Gardner to get some stats, we're going to get some analysis from our young whippersnapper, Luke Strock, who interned with us for about a year and a half while he was at Concord High School. And, of course, now up at Cornerstone, communications major and playing America's pastime, which is baseball up there. First of all, give us your impressions, Luke, of the first half.
Well, I loved how Bethel was able to go back and forth with Madonna. They were able to adjust with the bigs down low later in the quarter or later in the half, but once they realized that the three-point game or the mid-range game, because they were mixing back and forth the three-point and the mid-range game, and then when Madonna was starting to have some better defense on them about halfway in the half, and they adjusted after the timeout about I would say the 3-minute mark, and adjust to more going down low with a couple of the bigs down low and adjusting when Madonna's defense was picking up.
We were tied 14-14 at the 14:36 mark. Bethel took the timeout there on a D-Hart field goal, and then at that point in time, the Pilots never relinquished the lead. Madonna got back within 2 at the 9:35 mark. Bethel jumped the lead to 8 at the 7:03 mark. Madonna took a timeout and then rallied to close the gap at the 4:21 mark, and then back-to-back field goals by Cruz catapulted the Pilots, and then once again here come the Crusaders getting it back within 2 at 35-33 at the 2:49 mark, and since that point in time the Pilots were able to push out the lead to 44-35 at the intermission. We'll get some college football scores here now from Coach Mark Gardner, and we'll give you our stats after the timeout. Coach?
Indiana 34-32 winners over Maryland. I know that's the important one for you. Ohio State over Michigan State on the road today. It's a big win for the Buckeyes. Boilers, Minnesota just kicking off. That's the one that I'm worried about. Of course, we have Florida State versus Notre Dame later on.
You realize what this means now. Indiana with 2 games left, Michigan and Purdue. Indiana's ability to win the Purdue game for the second year in a row, because I'm going to assume the Hoosiers are going to lose against Michigan. Once again, you're either going bowling against the Boilers or the Boilers are going to spoil the party for the second year in a row in the season finale. You understand that again, right?
Yeah, and the Boilers have a chance to go bowling. Remember, the Boilers lost their first 3 games of the year by a combined 8 points.
Right. They're a pretty good football team.
And then they came back and they beat Iowa, who was ranked. They beat Ohio State. So they're sitting at 5-4. They could be 8-1 right now.
Yeah, no question about it. All right, let's take a look at some of our halftime stats. First of all, with the team, Madonna 14-30 from the field, 46%. 3 of 10 from the three-point ring for 30%. 4 of 6 at the line. They had 2 offensive caroms, 14 defensive caroms, for a grand total of 16. Now let's compare those same numbers for the Pilots. Pilots 18-34 from the field, 52%, 7 of 18 from beyond the arc. Pilots, this is where they really stunk up the gymnasium, 1 for 4 at the line. They did have 5 offensive rebounds and 14 defensive rebounds for a total of 19. So Bethel won the rebound war 19-16. Take a look at the rest of those team numbers and our individuals.
Yeah, how about 5 assists on 14 buckets for the visitors, 12 assists on 18 buckets for the Pilots. And we talked about that. It's not one-on-one basketball, it's team basketball, and that's reflective there and as well in the scoring. Individually, Malik Eichler, 2 for 2 from the floor. He's got 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a foul. Mark Meddy is 2 for 5 from the floor, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and a foul. Dwight Burton, 3 of 7 from the floor, 2 triples. He's got 9 points, but he's playing with 3 fouls. Jonathan Swift, 4 of 7 from the floor. He knocked down a triple. He's got 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in 18 minutes of play. Joshua Reynolds, 2 of 6 from the floor, 4 points and a rebound. Capaldi missed his only shot. Caleb Drum, 1 of 2 from the floor. He's got 3 points and a rebound. Clark Lamb, 2 rebounds, and Thomas Simmons, a rebound. For the Pilots, Kevin Rassler with his first start here at home, 2 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 2 from downtown, 5 points, 1 foul. Paul Foreman, 1 of 2 from the floor, 2 points, 2 rebounds, but 4 assists, only 1 foul. Trayvon Covington, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 behind the line, 10 points, 1 foul. Travion Cruz, 5 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 4 from downtown, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He's got 13 points, 3 rebounds, including 2 offensive rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Ryan Lutz, 1 of 3, all from behind the line. He's got 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 foul. Kyle Hartman, 2 of 3 from the field, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal in 11 minutes. Jared Dehart, 2 of 4 from the floor. He knocked down a triple. He's got 5 points and 4 rebounds and 1 foul. Dominic Janko hit his only shot attempt, 2 points, 1 foul. Luke Fisher, 0 of 1 from the floor in 3 minutes of play.
We'll be back with more of college basketball, 44-35, right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Indiana High School football.
Ben Brown back fast, he's flushed out of the pocket, still on his feet. He looks, he throws downfield, the ball in the end zone. Caught! Unbelievable! 1 second to go! A sensational play by Ben Brown! 1 second to go! He frames it in the end zone! Touchdown, Lake Central! Unbelievable!
Paul Condry and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
And all the way down, ball hits. Sugunovic in the hands at the 10-yard line. He gets to the 20, the 25, and he's got a big hole to the 30. He's going to break it. Bob Sugunovic will go all the way. The 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Bob Sugunovic goes the distance.
Experience the passion.
He's got a man right there. Flanagan at the 50, to the 40. Kevin Flanagan's going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown.
Friday nights on EFM.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Back live here to the Gage Gymnasium at the Y Camp Athletics Center. What an amazing night of high school football across the Hoosier State. Regional championships were crowned. We've now narrowed it down to the Final Four. Some interesting games going on, and certainly it's going to be a fun way to get to the next round and setting up the stage for next week's semi-state in the big school class in the Hoosier State. Carmel was able to knock off Fort Wayne Snyder in a game there. They're going to be advancing. They're going to be taking on the Valparaiso Vikings. The Vikings were able to upend Crown Point. That'll be the matchup in the semi-state in the big school. Center Grove will be taking on Warren Central in a Metropolitan Interscholastic affair. That's your Final Four in the big school. In the Class 5A matchup, Luke Schrock's Concord Minutemen were spanked last night by Michigan City. Michigan City will be taking on New Palestine.
That game was 21-20 at one point. I remember you saying, boy, I thought Michigan City would run away with this. And then I saw it was 62-12.
Well, they eventually did. I mean, it took them like a half. But
Decatur Central will be taking on Columbus East. Those two teams will be Bloomington South and Castle. So your Final Four, Michigan City, New Palestine, and Decatur Central, Columbus East. Moving on to the Class 4A in the Hoosier State, it'll be Mishawaka taking on Bishop Dwenger. What a running night for Chris Harness. 229 yards on 33 carries. Marion will be taking on the winner of a game that's going to happen earlier tonight between East Central and Evansville Central. In Class 3, West Lafayette will be taking on Bishop Luers in the north, and Chittard will be taking on Evansville Memorial. So the defending state champion still alive in 3A. Defending champions Class 2A still alive. Southridge will be taking on Western Bruin. Eastbrook will take on Bremen. And finally in the small school class, the mighty Pioneer Panthers. They have 10 shutouts on the season. They're going to be taking on unbeaten Adams Central. And finally, Indianapolis Lutheran will be taking on North Vermilion. And of course, you can hear two of those games coming up next Friday and Saturday right here on Regional Radio Sports. So we encourage you to stay tuned for American Tackle Football. We're down to the Final Four. And of course, Luke and I, along with the rest of our team, will be broadcasting all 6 IHSAA state football championship. But keep in mind, next week, Bethel men's basketball pilots will be taking on Lincoln College at St. Francis. Mike Fleshman and JP Jobert will be filling in for me while I do football on Friday. And then on Saturday, looking forward to seeing my good friend Don and the guys over there, because IU East will be taking on the pilots at the Hutzel Athletic Center. According to my sources a.k.a. Tanya Condry. She tells me that Lutz spent the halftime in the training room. They applied heat to his knee and more comprehension and more padding to his knee, Coach. And, of course, we expected these kind of situations. It's been a rough road for Ryan Lutz as he played through pain his entire career.
He's like the Adrian Peterson of Bethel basketball. He won't practice throughout the week. He won't come out and warm up with his teammates. He'll just sit over there, but then he'll perform when you need him.
Larry Bird did that.
There comes a point
too.
These guys realize that their playing career is ending, and so they make the most of it. They do what they have to do to get by. Coaches recognize that as much as you want everybody to practice all the time. You also realize, Ryan's been through it, that you only have so much time left in that body, and so you want to get as much as you can, make the memories, be available as much as you can, and do what you got to do.
All right, keys to the game. First of all, for the Crusaders, what do they have to do to come back and win this thing?
Keep their composure. I felt like they got a little frustrated. They let the officials get after them. You saw the offensive foul there by Burton late, the hold by Swift. So keep their composure. Get back to what they did early in the game. Attack the basket. They've got to find shooters. They let the Pilots shoot the ball way too well. Too many open shots. If you're going to play that zone, you've got to be able to close out. Bethel 7 of 18 from three-point range. So if you're the Pilots, like Drew said, play your pace. Don't fall into that up and down. Be patient and get those open looks that you've been getting. You got to knock them down, though. We've seen, IOSB, if you're knocking down three-pointers, you're good. If you're not, you're in trouble. So if the Pilots shoot 7 for 18, that's good. If they shoot 3 for 18, they're in trouble.
The Pilots will be moving from right to left, wearing the white jerseys and white shorts here in the second 20. Conversely, Crusaders from left to right.
I'm going to predict Iowa State. We're going to get an alley-oop to Trayvon Covington.
Here's Rassler with the basketball back out here to Foreman. Now to Lutz. Lutz on the handoff. Goes now to Travion Cruz. On the floor is Lutz
or a triple.
Covington, and here's Covington with a 3-ball. Ricochets into the hands of Rassler, and he banks it up and in on the opposite putback. 46-35. Bethel's largest lead is on the score sheet.
I like the way he plays down there. That's a good way to start the half. Drew talked about the importance of getting offensive rebounds, and right there.
Meddy, Eichler, Reynolds, Swift, and Burton on the floor, and a foul on Lutz, and that's a great move by Noel Emmenheiser's squad to attack Lutz, who's got the bad knee.
That's the one weakness in this Bethel team. We know Trayvon doesn't like to play defense. Lutz a little slow of foot. Rassler can be taken off the dribble. Luke can be taken off the dribble, so it's a good move.
Mark Meddy gives way now here to Joshua Reynolds. There's a steal by Travion Cruz. Cruz on the dribble, stops, waits for a cutter, shovels it to Foreman. Foreman bulling a China shot to the goal, and he scores. 48-35, 19-14 here in the second half.
Travion's one guy that does not get beaten. He likes to play defense. That's a good decision on both ends of the floor for him.
Pilots start off the half with a 4-0 run. Now here's Reynolds at the top, looking to the right side, now to Burton. Burton lobs into the low post, now to Meddy. Meddy on Rassler, leans, shoots, missed it, rebound. Ball's on the floor, tracked down by Reynolds.
And Lutz didn't do his job. Rassler and Foreman did.
Here's a pass back here to Reynolds. Now here to the top, now to Swift. Swift, off-balance 12-footer is good. 48-37, 18-40 to go here in the second half.
Yeah, it's a missed block out by Ryan that leads to second chance points.
Here, ball at the top now, Cruz, and then where's he throwing it?
Trying to hit Trayvon down there in the baseline, but Eichler's too long for that.
Yeah, pass deflected out of bounds. Pilot's got a break there. And that'll be Cruz to inbound to the left of the lane from our vantage point. Looking for some help. Lutz is on the curl and comes out here to Foreman and then back to Travion Cruz. Now here to Lutz. Lutz lobs it inside, now to Foreman. He turns and squares. Now he'll back in, shovels it off to Rassler. 3, good. Wow. Gavin Rassler with the 3-ball. 51-37, 18-13.
All he's done this afternoon is go 4 for 5 from the floor, 2 for 3 from three-point range, and put up 10 points in a half of basketball.
Swift cross-court pass now to Reynolds. He goes up low post, and here's Foreman knocking the
silly
and
foul.
A foul on Paul Foreman, 19 feet away from the basket. That's a silly foul by Foreman.
Yep, let him play. You've only got 2 now if you're Paul. Just play smart. He's not going to hurt you out there. Let him catch the ball.
Reynolds to inbound the ball to the left of the lane. Comes up high now to Eichler and gives way now to Swift. Left wing pass to Reynolds. Reynolds shot way off the arch. Covington the rebound. Now Covington pushing the ball up. Hits Cruz here on the left wing. Cruz around the back dribble, settles into the offensive system and veers to the right wing now. Back to Foreman and back to Covington. Now to Lutz on the left wing, back to Foreman. Paul thinks about it and gives way with 11 on the shot clock now to Covington. Triple, in and out, no good. Rebound. Ball's on the floor, and it goes off a blue jersey, I think.
It was, yeah, but Cruz fouled him, I think, and so that's a good call by the official to just go ahead and give Madonna the ball as opposed to calling the foul on Cruz. It wasn't a...
And to inbound the ball will be Mark Meddy. Livonia, Michigan product, went to Franklin High School. He inbounds the ball to go from left to right, and now here's a double team in the backcourt. And now over the timeline, they break it down. Here's the drive, a shot, and a foul on Lutz.
It's going to be foul number 3.
Oh, they're going to give him, Lutz said they got him well before he even went on the way.
Silly foul right there.
Yes, it is. And back-to-back silly fouls by the Pilots. They're doing a lot of that reaching instead of moving their feet. Reynolds,
again,
63% free throw shooter, Coach.
So you turn to the bench and you say, Hartman, you've been a starter before. Go out there and give us some good minutes like you did in the first half.
And Lutz will exit.
You lose a shooter, but I don't think overall you don't lose much.
First free throw off the iron for Reynolds, a 63% free throw shooter. Averages an assist. Check that, 3 assists, a steal, 1 turnover, 5 rebounds, and 13 points a game. Second free throw rattles around and in. 51-38.
Look who's cherry picking.
Here is ball deflected around, and what's the call as Covington went strong. Malik Eichler guilty of the infraction. And quickly jumping off the bench is Caleb Drum, the Homer High School product.
Eichler picks up his second. Trayvon leaking out on the missed free throw, attacking the rim hard, trying to posterize the 7-footer.
Coach, Covington's only a second trip to the line this year. He's now 0 for 2.
It's because he shoots a lot of triples, and he gets a lot of cherry-pick breakaway layups.
One more opportunity for TVC. Multiple substitutions, checking out of the ballgame, Reynolds. And back in is Burton. Free throw, no good, he missed the pair.
Tough break there for the Pilots.
Now here's Dwight Burton over the timeline now. Lobs it inside to the low post now. Backing in is Matty. Back to the top now. Burton, triple, no good. Rebound, ball deflected by Rassler to Cruz. Up quick, quickly. Hartman on the push shot. Lobs it here to Travion. Covington and, or
Trayvon, yeah.
Trayvon, excuse me. Back the other way now. Here's Drum. Drum, triple, off the iron, no good. Foreman the rebound. Now to Travion Cruz. Cruz on the dribble, back here to Foreman. Foreman, pull up, 16-footer, no good. And now here's Swift pushing the ball up. Swift, coast to coast. Couldn't get it to go, ball deflected around, and a foul on Covington over the back, I believe.
It's going to be his second.
And that'll be the 4th-team foul already.
I didn't like that shot by Paul. He's tugging at his jersey. He's tired. And he knew that before he took that 16-footer. Get back down in the low post and go to work.
Fisher checks out for Foreman. The thing I like about Paul Foreman this year more than any other time is his leadership and understanding, hey, listen, I'm hurting my team. I need to come out.
Absolutely. And, you know, he's a guy that was probably expected to get about 25 minutes a game, and he's averaging probably closer to 32, and he's playing well. There's Meddy taking Rassler down low. And
yeah, that just, he ate him up right there. 51-40, 16-19 to go. Rassler just has got to make sure he stands firm there. Here's Cruz with the ball, foul line extended right. Back out to the top to Rassler. Ball reversal to the left side, now to Kyle Hartman. Hartman still on the dribble, back to Rassler. Rassler triple, in and out, no good. Fisher tries to corral the rebound, can't. Caleb Drum the rebound.
And Rassler's tired. He needs this media timeout that'll be coming up.
Here at the top now, Burton. Burton looking for help, swings it right side. Now to Swift. Quickly to the Burton on the far side. Burton trying to hedge off a screen. And a foul by Luke Fisher. Just doesn't move his feet.
5-team fouls there. You got to plant your foot on the sideline, so his only option is to dribble out of bounds. You can't let him dribble around you and turn the corner. It's a good call.
Media timeout. 51-40 our score. Pilots here at the media timeout. We'll be back with more right after this short timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. we were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Welcome back here. During Gates' 90th birthday celebration, choose from over 1,000 new and used cars, including Toyota RAV4s, along with the Chevy Equinox or Traverse for just $9,990. You can choose from a Toyota Camry or a Chevy Cruze for as little as $10,990. Or how about a big Chevy Silverado truck starting at just $259 per month. Still family owned and managed, now by the fourth generation. Gates has been fair, friendly, familiar, and has served millions of loyal customers for the past 90 years. To inbound the ball on the far sideline, Crusaders in. Here's a near steal by Cruz, but into the hands of Burton. Long shot on the way, no good. I don't see him tapping his head going down the floor this time, Coach. Cruz with the ball near side wing.
Because you have to complete the first part of the play before you can do the celebration.
Fisher hands it off to DeHart. DeHart flares it over here to Rassler. Jump shot three, way off the iron. Rebound. Cruz tries to keep it alive, but Jonathan Swift wins the jump war. Swift drives past Luke Fisher. Didn't move his feet again.
Yeah, put his foot out there, so that's going to be...
Brian Lightfoot just buries his hands in his face in his hands.
Yeah, you have to take a better angle. You know which way he's going. And again, I don't like Rassler shooting the three. He's had a good game, but he's tired. Get the ball inside, give it a look. It's good defense.
Here's a backdoor pass. Here's a drive, a shot, a score, and a foul call. I believe it was Drum getting free.
Yeah, it was DeHart with the foul, I believe. It's
51-42. The Pilots have not scored, Coach, since the 18:31 mark.
They're going to call Luke Fisher for his third foul in about a minute 30.
Checking into the contest now will be Thomas Simmons, the 6'4" senior from Detroit that has previously played at Mary Grove College, averages 4 points, 3 rebounds. And the free throw goes. And it's now a 51-43 game here at the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, Pilots in about a 4-minute scoring drought here.
Rassler looking for help, bounce pass to Foreman. Paul with a spinner around to the go. Shovels it over to Cruz, and Cruz, that's when Paul just needs to shoot.
Yeah, it's forcing the action there, out of control.
And now Mark Meddy to get the party started here with the basketball. Cross-court pass now to Simmons. Simmons shovels it into the corner. Here's a drive, jump pass back to Simmons. To the top now to Meddy. Three, no good. Rebound. Rassler had it stripped out of his hands by Simmons. Simmons on the right wing. Drive, jump pass here now to Clark Lamb. In the corner now Meddy.
Good hands.
On the double team, stolen by Rassler. Hartman, round the back dribble, into the corner. Cruz, way off the mark. DeHart tries to win the war, and then throws it behind his back off the shin of Clark Lamb. There's the hustle of Jared DeHart.
I was just emailing with his science teacher from back home, and this morning said he's undersized, but he outworks people and he reads angles and gets himself rebounds and opportunities like that. Real impressed with him early in the season.
Kyle Hartman to inbound the ball on the far sideline. Now goes to Cruz. Cruz looking for help. Now goes to Kyle Hartman in the deep right corner. Back to Trayvon Covington. Covington spins, shoots, high off the glass, and a foul whistled on the play by Clark Lamb. I thought Lamb, all he was doing was boxing out.
Yeah, but they don't like you to box out. We're in a soft society these days, Paul, and so people need safe places, and officials don't like when guys box out, so they're going to call second foul on the team.
Timeout, Bethel, 51-43. 30-second timeout. Coach, your thoughts?
Pilots are not playing well. Madonna is playing well. Yet Bethel's holding on to an 8-point lead. I think if you're Bethel here, you're sitting there going, we're lucky. We haven't scored in 4 minutes. We've not really taken care of the ball. We've got 7 fouls against us. Madonna's shooting the rest of the half. They've got to attack the basket offensively.
Pilots' largest lead was at 51-37 after the Rassler triple. And that's where we're at as we come back to live play. On the floor, Covington, DeHart, along with Foreman, Cruz, and Kyle Hartman. The Or check that. The Crusaders will try Caleb Dump on the floor. He'll be also joined out there by Antonio Capaldi, also on the floor. Over here on the near side is Thomas Simmons, and also Swift on the floor. Kyle Hartman goes into the corner to DeHart, shovels it to Foreman. Foreman looks for ball reversal, finds Covington at the top. Trey shovels it over there, and they throw it away again. Trying to be too unselfish, just go up and shoot the ball.
Yeah, Pilots, a couple turnovers in a row now between Paul and Trayvon, and just not taking care of the ball lately.
With the basketball now, Jonathan Swift. Swift at the top, looking for help. Still on the right-hand dribble. Near wing, he'll go baseline. He'll pull up and shoot from 14 and knock it down. 51-45, 13:25 to go.
Swift
Covington,
now with 13 points.
Back out to the top to Foreman. Foreman, back over here to Covington, inside now to Cruz. Cruz faces up, 14-foot shot well off the rim, no good. A rebound, Swift. Swift will push it up. Swift coast to coast, blocked by Cruz, but a foul call. Cruz got all ball.
A to B. This guy read his rule book, I'll say that. He is all over the rule book. A to B. I'm not sure what that means. I would say that he got him with the body. But he's got these rules down. And I think there was a little body in there. I'll say that. So
Swift at the line, an 85% free throw shooter. The right-hander couldn't get it to go. He'll have one more opportunity here at the 13:05 mark. Once again, Bethel has not scored since the 18:31 mark, almost 5 minutes.
5.5 minutes.
5.5. Here now coming in Lutz and Rassler.
So you got Foreman with 2, Covington with 2, Cruz with 2, and Lutz with 3 fouls on the floor.
And one more for number 1. Transferred in from Delta Community College. The right-hander, no good. He missed 2. And then a foul over the back whistled on Malik Eichler, the youngster who transferred in from the University of Detroit Mercy, who hails from Berlin, Germany.
Eichler's second, team's third. Pilots are 1 of 6 from three-point range this half. Trayvon getting held over there by Drum.
Cruz now to Foreman. He traveled, no call. And here's a ball put up and in, and they're going to call a blocking foul. Boy, the Pilots got bailed out on that play.
Yeah, and I'm with Coach over here. Travel or charge, pick one. But sending Paul to the free throw line was probably the least expected outcome of that event right there.
Foreman on the year, the 6'8" senior, averaging 13.5, 6 rebounds. He's a 68% free throw shooter. Slow, methodical free throw shooting style. High arching shot is good. That ends the drought, 52-45. Coach, 12:53 on the clock.
What was it, 18:30 when they scored the one before that?
18:31.
Yeah, so 5 minutes, 40 seconds.
One more for Foreman. The right-hander's high arching shot is perfect. 53-45. Crusader basketball to move from left to right now. Burton over the timeline now. Skips it over to Simmons. Deep right corner now. Swift. Shot no good. Rebound. Paul Foreman of Bethel. Now to Cruz up the right sideline. Cruz looking for help. Finds Foreman at the point. Now to the left side. Now to Covington. Cruz looking for help. Wrap around to Foreman. Foreman. Jab step, he's going to back in. There's the double team. Skip out into the corner. Shot off the rim, no good for Lutz. And then rebound into the hands of Jonathan Swift. Now to Simmons. Simmons jump pass here to the top. And they go to the left side now to Capaldi. Capaldi at the top. Now to Burton. Burton directing some traffic. And a foul on Lutz.
Foul number 4. No reason to fight for that spot with Swift. Just give it to him. It's a smart play offensively. I think there's a fine line there between you want to you want to take advantage. If you have an opponent who has 3 fouls, you want to attack him and try to get that fourth. At the same time, you don't want to just change your complete game plan. And right there, I think that's a good play by Madonna, taking advantage of that.
Swift at the line just moments ago at the 13:05 mark. Missed a pair of free throws. And he'll go again. Free throw this time is good. 53-46. And once again on the floor, this time it's Jenko, along with Foreman, Cruz, Rassler, and Trayvon Covington.
Pilot shooting 23% in the second half.
Second free throw good. 53-47.
3 of 13 from the floor.
And here's Covington on the near side wing. Still on the dribble, comes back to Rassler. Gavin goes to right side, and a whistle away from the ball. It looks like it was a Capaldi holding on to.
They're going to call Eichler. I think it's going to be his 4th.
Oh, I guess you're right. And that's a huge dynamic there. Now jumping off the bench is Joshua Reynolds. Reynolds will come in for Jonathan Swift. I like this Jonathan Swift kid. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. I think he's a solid competitor out there. And to inbound the ball into the corner, Covington. 3 way off the iron.
Let's go.
Here come the Crusaders. The 6-point trail with a rock in hand. Reynolds at the top. Flares out, goes ball reversal. Now they go low to Kalam. Back out here, and a traveling call on Dwight Burton. Didn't see him tap himself on the head after that play, Coach, did you?
No, and I always like when coaches do this. One official calls a travel, and coach starts yelling at the other official that he didn't travel. And this guy's probably thinking, you're right, coach, but I didn't blow my whistle.
Here's Rassler going left side now to Jenko. Jenko's going to do one thing right here.
Yeah, he did not attack the basket.
He's going to give it out. Here's Cruz at the top now. Now to the elbow to Foreman. Foreman's 17-footer, good. 55-47. Paul with a big shot from 17 feet at the 11-11 mark.
Looked like one of those field goals that was wide left, and somehow made it in between the uprights there. I didn't like the way that one looked on the release.
Ball into the hands of Lamb. Now back here to Reynolds. Reynolds in traffic. And once again, just like we saw last night, IU South Bend went into the one and bonus early and often, shot a ton of free throws. What'd they end up with, 24 last night, I believe?
Yeah.
Something to that effect?
Again, that's just catch the ball and attack the basket. Just took Dom to the rack. It was nothing fancy. There was no ball screen. It was just, I'm more athletic than you, and I'm getting to the basket.
South Bend last night ended up with 24 free throws, 17 of 24. And here's a free throw for Reynolds, missing the mark here at the 10:57 mark. Still a ton of time, 55-47 ballgame. Bethel with the lead. The right-handed free throw this time is good. 55-48.
Cruz has not scored in the second half. Covington has not scored in the second half.
Here's Cruz now here to Rassler, back to Cruz. Cruz jump pass to Jenko. Jenko inside with the power move and scores. 57-48. That's one thing that he likes to do.
I'll tell you what, if he was like somebody of today's athletes, he would have flexed on his way down the floor, but Dom's not very big, so.
Pull up 14-footer good for Joshua Reynolds. 57-50. 10:23 to go.
Good answer by Reynolds.
Jenko with the ball here at the top. Finds Covington. Ball reversal to Rassler on the near wing. Rassler back to Dominic. Now here to Covington. Now inside to Foreman. Shovels it over to Rassler. Rassler 3. Bucket. 60-50. Rassler finds his range at the 10:03 mark.
It's his third triple of the evening. He's got 13 points to lead the Pilots.
Rassler, who came into today's ballgame shooting 42%, now has 9 triples. Here's Cruz on the breakout. Cruz to the goal, and he scores. 62-50. Cruz on the score sheet here in the second 20 for the first time.
Yeah, and Reynolds looked to draw the charge, and Travion used the Euro step, went right past him for the easy layup.
Dwight Burton driving down the lane. Kick out here to the near side to Reynolds. Reynolds shot no good. Ricochets into the corner for Dominic Jenko. Here's Jenko pushing the ball up. Goes now to the far side wing, now to Cruz.
Calling for Paul.
Cruz, a little two-man game, comes back to the big man. Paul with a spinorama to the goal. Jump shot back to Rassler. 3, no good. About tapped out by Foreman, and they get a reset. And Ryan Lightfoot says, bring it back out, and they'll reset the offense here.
Travion could have forced that shot on the second chance opportunity.
Rassler near side wing. Hands it off now to Cruz. Cruz back out to Jenko. Jenko with the crossover. In traffic with the left-handed layup. 64-50. Bethel up 14 with 8:44 to go.
It's one of those where you sit there as a coach and a fan and go, how did he just do that?
8:39 to go.
Split the defense.
Ball here into the hands now of Dwight Burton. Burton flares right wing, now goes back to the point. Still on the dribble. Burton with the drive, the shot, missed the shot. Up court quickly, Jenko on the breakout. He drives, shoots, and he missed the shot, but the foul was laid up and in by Cruz. And he was fouled. Bethel 66, Madonna 50. 8:21 to go in regulation.
Madonna has not scored in over 2 minutes. At the 10:23 mark, it was 57-50.
We'll take
down
it.
A 9-0 run.
And it all happened, Coach, when Jonathan Swift went to the bench. Big difference there. We'll be back with more. Pilots lead by 16. 8:21 to go in regulation on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome once again here, Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. Special thanks to our team upstairs and our young whippersnapper down here below, Luke Schrock, for joining us. Luke, let me throw it over to you. Your impressions here as we come out of this timeout.
Well, I think after Bethel came cold, they found a way to get things done. I love how the big man down low, Paul Foreman, allows the Pilots to get second chance opportunities, just get up after it comes off the rim and give it out to the guards on the outside to reset things up.
You know, Travion Cruz, I mentioned this earlier, Coach, became the first time since Bethel All-American Matt Schaus with that triple-double. It was a span of 118 games, or 1,125 days. 3 days, 3 years, Coach, 10 months and 25 days between triple-doubles. That's how rare that is.
It's a pretty special group that had the triple-doubles as well.
Yep, and by the way, Paul Foreman, last game out, became the 40th Pilot in the history of the program to achieve the 500 rebound total. And he is, well, coming into the game, Coach, he was 56 points shy of the 1,000 mark, so you can add that total up to that and give you an idea where he is at.
48 points away on that. And we'll get back to this one here at the 10:23 mark. The Pilots were a 53-47 lead. And they've outscored in the final 2 minutes here. A 13-3 run they're on with a chance to make it 14 if they can knock down a free throw.
Blue Shirts of Madonna University unbeaten on the campaign at 4-0. Their next game is going to be against Lawrence Tech as they get back in, as they start Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference action. Pilots, of course, on Friday and Saturday, game against Lincoln College and against Indiana University East. That will be coming your way on Friday and Saturday over at the Hustle Athletic Center in Fort Wayne, home of the Cougars, of course, another Crossroads League team. And Cruz completes the old-fashioned three-point play, and it's now 67-50.
Travion now with 17 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds.
And here is a pull-up jump shot from the 14-foot mark by Swift, and he scores 67-52, 8:06 to go.
And he's matched Travion now 17 to be the high scores for the game.
You know, Burton averages 23 points a game and 5 rebounds. Here's Jenko to the goal, missed the shot, rebound, ripped out of there by Joshua Reynolds, but I think Jonathan Swift's a better player.
Today he is. Yeah, I haven't seen him play to get all those other numbers, but certainly today I'd take Swift on my team.
Mark Meddy with the triple, in and out, no good, a rebound, Cruz for Bethel. Over the timeline now into the forecourt. I just think he's so much more composed out there. And with a basketball now, Covington into the low post to Foreman. Waits for the cutter. Jenko coming down the lane, and he missed the shot, but he grabbed the rebound, and the ball deflected off his right hand out of bounds, and it'll be Crusader basketball with 7:23 to go on the second half clock. Crusaders, a 67-52 trailer to the home team.
Yeah, back-to-back opportunities for Dominic there. Two good. First one was a good drive. Second was a good basket cut, but he came up empty both times.
Canton native Jonathan Swift with the ball at the top. Comes around a screen. Nice job by Foreman to cut off the dribble drive on the screen and roll. Here's it. Paul Foreman knocked to the floor, and they got to call an offensive foul as lowering the shoulder was Wayne State transfer Joshua Reynolds.
Turnover number 10 for the Crusaders. Reynolds picks up his first foul.
Paul Foreman getting up into the Mark Lettinga and Wes Slating area of take a charge on me. He's had a couple per game. I don't know if Andrew Bowen keeps that stat in his impressive media guy, but that would certainly be one that, that would be one of those stats that's kind of like baseball. Baseball's coming up with a new stat all the time.
Taking a charge is a game changer.
Yes,
not only do you get your team the ball, but you get a foul on the opponent.
Cruz pull up 18-footer high off the iron. Kyle Hartman with the tip. Kept alive now. Here's Reynolds on the breakout. Reynolds stops. Looking for help. Oh, hesitation move, and he scores. 67-54. 6:40 to go.
That's a nice hesitation dribble by Reynolds to get to the rack.
Cruz on the right side wing now. Pilots need to keep their foot on the gas. Here's Rassler looking for help, comes back out to the top to Covington. Covington will work off a screen, goes into the corner, back to Paul Foreman at the point. Now to Cruz left wing. Cruz drives through traffic, kick back out to Hartman. Kyle Hartman, three, no good. Ball tipped around into the hands of Burton. Burton on the drive, bounce pass here to the near side, and they lost the handle. That'll be Bethel ball.
Yeah, Reynolds went up and was afraid
of
throwing the charge.
Mistake.
Threw the ball out of bounds.
Foreman coming out of the game, and DeHart back into the game.
So Pilots going small here again. Rassler being their big.
So on the floor is DeHart, Cruz, Hartman, Rassler, and Covington. And now here it's Cruz over the timeline now. Now comes left side now to Hartman. Hands it back off to Cruz. Cruz, a little shake and bake move. Bounce pass down here to Hartman.
Nice
inside
pass.
to Rassler for the field goal. What a pass by Hartman. 69-54, 5:44 to go.
We had a great angle for that to develop. You had Covington and DeHart over there wide open, so he looks off the defender and threads the needle for the easy two.
And with the ball out here, here is the ball into the hands of Burton. Burton on the dribble drive. Into the corner now. Here to Reynolds. Reynolds shot from three, missed. Ball deflected around, and Rassler comes away with the pumpkin. And now DeHart will bring it up the right sideline into the forecourt. Gives way to Cruz. Pilots, I think, are more concerned about clock right now, Coach. Rassler fakes right, now goes left. Now here to Kyle Hartman with the crossover. Kyle had it knocked away from behind by Reynolds. It'll be BC basketball. 5:05 to go. Regulation, 13 on the shot clock. BC to inbound to the left of the lane underneath their own goal. Checking back in, Malik Eichler. Out, Clark Lamb.
Certainly feels like the Pilots have control of this, but we know
I don't think so.
Plenty of time left. Yeah, a little while back though, we thought Madonna had control of the game, but yet the Pilots were still sitting as 8-point leaders. Madonna had that stretch where they played really well, but yet they couldn't cut into that lead.
Hartman inbounds now here to Covington, into the corner to Rassler. Gives way to Cruz, his jab step. Cruz to the goal, he scores. 71-54, Cruz put that one on cruise control.
Yeah, he hung in the air, looked off the defender, floated a little bit and said, I guess I'll just go ahead and finish.
Swift gives way here, drive by Simmons, missed the shot, tipped up and around, and controlled by the Crusaders. There's a shot from behind and knocked away by, they went off of Trayvon Covington. That was a good call by Gentile over there, the official.
Yeah, I think Trayvon got him in the head as well.
Could have been a 3. Boy, what about the play of Gavin Rassler, Coach? Can we talk about that? Time out on the floor. Let's hold it right here and go over to you for that thought.
Yeah, 6 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 7 from deep. He's got 3 rebounds, 15 points, but he's played great defense. He's played great defense. He's worked hard off the ball. He's taking care of the ball. Looking first half here, I had him with 0 turnovers in 12 and a half minutes of play. So good offensively, but also good off the ball. So just a good performance.
When you look at Cruz's minutes, I noticed in last night's game, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, I think he had, 38 minutes last night?
Yeah.
Where's he at today?
18 in the first half, and I think 16 here in the second half, so he's at 34 with 4 minutes to go.
So, one thing about it, and if you keep him out of foul trouble and just allow him to do what he thinks, you have got an eye with that kind of talent on the floor for 38 minutes, that changes everything.
How often do we say, oh, so-and-so looks tired, so-and-so sucking 30
We haven't said that about
water.
Cruz.
No, he does not look tired. Doesn't seem like he gets tired. Like I said, he could have forced the 3 on the second chance opportunity, backed it out, and was patient. He's unselfish, and he's a smooth player. He's look at 20 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds tonight.
Gates' 90th birthday is going on right now, but everyone gets to be a part of the fabulous celebration. During the month of November, Gates will be giving away 20 tropical family cruise vacations, exciting Las Vegas getaways. In addition, you can win big screen TVs, gift cards, Apple products. No purchase necessary. You can register online at GatesAutomotive.com. Winners will be announced every week throughout November. Check them out at Gates Automotive. On the floor for the pilots, it'll be Foreman, Cruz, D. Hart, Covington, and Kyle Hartman. As Caleb Drummond bounds the ball to the left of the lane for the team with the blue jerseys on. Here's a running one-hander in the lane, missed badly by Dwight Burton. He's not tapping his head as he comes. Here is the ball into the hands of Covington. Covington with a spin around to the goal, reverse layup, good. 73-54. Number 1 with a little shake and bake move right there.
Made that look easy as he's got 12 points now. Here's the triple.
And this time, number 0 didn't tap himself on the head. And you think we're
trailing by 16. Not the time to do that. Here come the Pilots. You got a 2-on-1.
Hartman, pull up 15-footer, good. 75-57.
Ryan's body language was no. Good shot.
There's Burton with an off-balance 3. Rebound inside, Paul Foreman. Up court quickly now, Covington. Covington knifes to the goal, missed the rebound, deflected around and into the hands of Burton. Burton on the dribble drive, runs past Hartman and scores. 75-59, 3:32 to go.
Pilots have to slow down right now. They're playing Madonna style, getting up and down.
The Cruz bodied up in the far corner, and the official, Dave Gentile, says, I've had enough of that. And he blows his whistle. And the common foul. And that will go and send Cruz to the charity stripe here with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Travion Cruz. What a start for this youngster from Fort Wayne Northside High School, courtesy of Jackson Community College. Number 3 at the line. Came into today's action shooting 93%. And he calmly knocks that one out to make a 76-59 advantage as the numbers continue. He was the NCCAA Player of the Week, Crossroads League Player of the Week last week. And now his 2 free throws gives his club a 77-59 advantage.
I feel like he'll have a few of those in his time here.
Swift comes out to the top now here to Burton. Burton on the shake and bake. Bodied up by Hartman. Shot no good, and here's Hartman pushing it up. Shovels it to Cruz into the corner to Covington. Covington 3-ball. Hits not but the bottom of the net. 80-59, Trayvon Covington. 3:02 to go.
And Ryan challenged Hartman during those free throws for Cruz that he gave up that last basket too easy, and then he came out here and got the stop on the next opportunity.
Shot missed by Meddy. Here come the Pilots.
And Ryan was yelling at him, great defense. 20-point game, and he's still coaching, still learning.
Covington with the ball on the near side wing. DeHart trying to set up shot. Here is Cruz. Jump pass over here to the near side. Triple off the rim. No good. D in. Another rebound on the miss there by Cruz that continues to pad the stats. And a foul whistled on senior Jonathan Swift.
Unfortunately, Paul Foreman grabbed that rebound away from down here at this end. It's going to affect their triple-double possibly. He's now sitting at 8 assists, 7 rebounds.
Checking out of the ballgame, Thomas Simmons. And now in Joshua Reynolds.
Leading scorers, Swift with 17, Burton 14, Reynolds with 10 for your Pilots. Cruz with 22, Rassler and Covington with 15 points apiece.
Cruz, eyes, flies, twinkles the twine. 81-59. The last tie we had was at 14 all. Free throw again for number 3 is good. 82-59. Swift will pick it up across the timeline now. Swift on the drive and the score and a foul call. 82-61, 2:25 to go.
That's a silly foul there by Jared. You just want to give up the layup when you're up by 20. You don't want to give him a freebie.
What a breakout weekend for Trayvon Covington. He was in Chateau Bow Wow big time.
Yeah, we heard Coach Cooper say in the post-game show last night, you know, Covington hasn't scored all year and he put up 21 points. I'm thinking, yeah, but if you've seen him over his career, he's very capable of scoring 21 points. None of us were surprised by his 21 last night. We were more surprised by his poor or lower scoring performances the first 4 games.
Timeout on the floor, 82-62. Pilots will be back with more right after this short timeout. You are listening to Bethel College basketball on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense.
Winston Churchill's immortal words stirred an entire country in the face of certain defeat. Today, these words give each of us the courage to reach for our own victories.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never.
Commitment. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Coach, I think, and I don't pass these out. I think it's been a pretty good officiated ball game for the most part.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Like I said,
and you know me, man.
Yeah, no, we're hard on them. We always are.
I give no love to those guys.
I'm a former coach.
As much money as they make doing this game, they.
Yep, I'm a former coach. I side with the coaches more often than not. Like I said, I feel like Madonna might have had a point there on that first. It was the right call and the intentional foul, but it was a good teachable moment as opposed to a let me show you, I know the rule book moment.
Yeah, we had a 20-year-old in the first game of the doubleheader that was just here.
He blew his whistle once.
Yeah, duly noted. And here's Cruz keeping alive that dribble. Now to Covington. Covington back to Cruz, and now the Pilots will spread the floor. D. Hart on the far wing, wrap around. The Foreman waiting for a cutter. He'll back in. Paul had a double team, had it knocked away. And here's a steal by Cruz to Paul Foreman. Foreman with the drive and the two-hand flush. 84-62. Paul off the assist from Cruz for the deuce. Now at the top now, Burton passes inside. Here's a drive, a shot off the rim, no good for Mark Meddy. Once again, good defense by the Pilots. DeHart over now to Cruz. Cruz now to Covington. Deep corner, Hedges off a screen, back to DeHart. Into the corner, Cruz. Inside to DeHart, reverse layup is good. 86-62, DeHart.
That's a good cut, good strong finish.
Out here at the top now, Reynolds, jab step, running one-hander, missed it, rebound, got it back, laid it up, no good this time. Paul Foreman is able, they called a okay.
Walks forward into him.
Okay. And what did I just say?
Hey,
never mind.
No, he's called a good game.
He's been pretty good.
I feel like we're in basketball 101 instead of at a basketball game, but just make the call. You got him with the body.
I really like this Joshua Reynolds. He came off the bench and after getting that blow, and he's a scrappy youngster too. This team's going to win a lot of games in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Ryan thought they were the best team in the league. That's what he told me prior to this, and now there's the and Mark Meddy guilty of the over the back, and that'll be 2 free shots for the Pilots. As Cruz will go to the line and just continue to pad that total here with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go.
So the Pilots come away 20-point winners. Ryan Lutz, 1 of 4 from the floor, 3 points.
Cruz again, 87-62. Pilots come in averaging 84.5. The Madonna Crusaders, coach, let's put this in perspective. The Crusaders came into today's ballgame averaging 94. And they're at 62 right now.
That average is going to go down.
Yeah, duly noted.
Okay.
Cruz with the free throw. He's missed 2 today.
Get him out of your system now. That's all right.
There's the ball into the far corner. Jump pass out here. Jumper. Swift. Off the iron. No good. Rebound. D. Hart again.
Look
D.
up.
Hart pushing it up. Shovels it underhand to Covington. Covington with the goal. 89-62. Over here now in the hands of Reynolds. Reynolds flies past Foreman. And Foreman guilty of the infraction.
I want to hear what he calls, though. AB, yep. I've been coaching this game for 23 years, broadcasting for 10, and I can't tell you what AB is. Antonio Brown. AB played really well on Thursday night, but I'm going to go home and research it because of that young man over there in the stripes.
All right, free throw on the way. Joshua Reynolds scores 89-63. The last time the Crusaders had scored, coach, was back to the 2:25 mark. And now checking into the ballgame, Nick Pluta, the 6'7" Frosh from Springboro, Ohio, for Travion Cruz. What a night for him.
It's called Nick, short shorts.
Smooth as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah,
I hate to steal that one, but that's what that would be.
We can call him smooth. He's got a little Jerron Cornell in him.
Yeah.
Just no emotion, just get the job done. But Pickle Pluta, as they call him here at Bethel. The short shorts. He rolls those things about 3 or 4 times. The BC is almost hidden on the side.
Tariq Miller checks in the ballgame. He's an Indiana native. Went to Seymour High School. He's in the game. Also checking in will be KJ Sayer. Did his prep work at Traverse City West High School in Michigan. And also Ryan McMullen. Gull Lake High School in Michigan product will check in after the free throws with 51.1 to go. Free throw off the rim and in. And a fresh set of blue jerseys out there. Gavin Rassler to inbound. Going to bring the heat, and now here is steady as she go, Kyle Hartman. We'll get Kyle Hartman on the post-game show, coach. And also try to get in Cruz. Pluta, triple, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Simmons. Simmons over the timeline now. Around the back dribble, knocked away by Dehart. Up court quickly. Pluta coming on the breakout. Gives it to Rassler, and he finishes. 91-64.
We might want to get him on the post-game show, too, with his 17 points.
Shot on the way in the corner. Good for Caleb Drum. His 5th triple of the year, 91-67.
At the 10-minute mark, Paul, when Bethel was up 6, did you think they'd run away with a 24-point win?
I did not think so. We'll try to get Rassler, Cruz, and Hartman.
All right.
That's who we want on the postgame show. Final score, 91-67. 91-67 here on Regional Radio Sports. And we'll also get Rassler on the postgame show, as we'll hear from Will Hampton.
Gavin.
All right, we got everybody lined up for the postgame show. We'll be back with more after this.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union. Financial solutions. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Centier Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. Glad you can join us. Luke Schrock also with us here tonight on our broadcast as we bring you back here to our live area at the midcourt area. Coach, we're going to have three pilots with us on the post-game show, but busy day of college football, college basketball, and good stuff here as the Pilots improved to 7-0 on the season. Crusaders lose their first ball game of the year. They now drop to 4-1. Madonna will be at home against Lawrence Tech next Wednesday. Pilots once again will be at Lincoln College on Friday and IU East on Saturday before they jump into Crossroads League play. And of course the Pilots will open up Crossroads League play at Taylor University on a week from this coming Tuesday. Coach, you've got our numbers here tonight.
I do. For the visitors, 25 of 62, 40%, 5 of 22 behind the line, 23%, 12 of 20 from the foul line, 60%. They had 39 rebounds, only 7 offensive rebounds. 8 assists, 13 turnovers. Individually, Eichler had 4 points, 4 rebounds. Meddy, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Burton, 14 points, 3 rebounds. Swift, 20 points, 9 rebounds. Reynolds, 12 points, 6 rebounds. Drum, 9 points, 3 rebounds. Lamb, 3 rebounds. And Simmons had 2 rebounds. For the home team, they were 36 of 72, and even 50% from the floor. They were 10 of 32, 31% behind the line, 9 of 15, 60% from the foul line. They had 43 rebounds, including 11 offensive rebounds, 22 assists, 9 turnovers. Individually, Gavin Rassler, 7 for 11 from the floor, 3 of 7 behind the line, 17 points, 3 rebounds. Paul Foreman, 4 of 6 from the floor, hit both free throws. How about this for Paul? 10 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists.
Pretty good day for the big man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Trayvon Covington, 7 of 17 from the floor, 3 of 10 behind the line. He missed both free throws, 17 points, 2 rebounds. Travion Cruz, 8 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 5 behind the line, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. He had 25 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals. Ryan Lutz, 1 of 4 from the floor. He had 3 points, 3 rebounds. Nick Pluta.
Coach, he's too shy of a triple-double.
Yeah, 1 of each. And Paul stole one from him. So Pluta had an assist there late in the game. Kyle Hartman was 3 of 5 from the floor. 6 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. A nice balanced game for him along with 2 steals. Jared DeHart, 3 of 6 from the floor, 1 of 4 from downtown, 7 points, 5 rebounds. Dominic Janko, 3 of 6 from the floor, 6 points and a rebound. Luke Fisher, 0 of 1 from the floor. Luke had 3 fouls and a rebound. So you've got some real positives going with Foreman almost hitting a triple-double. Well-balanced game. Hartman high in all 3 categories. Cruz pushing a triple-double. Trayvon knocking down 17 points. Some good minutes and points off the bench for Janko. Luke Fisher struggling right now in the doghouse right now, but we know Luke will come back. And so you go, man, Luke played 4.5 minutes, and we still came away with a 24-point win. We'll take that.
The big picture of the way the game kind of developed, Madonna scored the first basket. Then we had a couple of lead changes at 3-2 and 4-3. And then at that point in time, we had the last tie was at 14-all. Madonna did make a slight run in the second 20. They had closed that gap to 53-47, but after that point in time, the guys came roaring back and come away with a big win. I've been blessed to put on this headset in this gymnasium for the last 20 years, and seldom have I seen the start of anybody's career here like Travion Cruz. 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 25 points.
Let me argue for you. Paul stole a rebound late in the game from you, and they didn't give you an assist on one because he dribbled it and then dunked it. And I'm like, come on.
So, but my point is, a triple-double against Roosevelt, a great game last night, and here he is. And he really hasn't shot the ball really well. I think he probably would agree with that. Travion, what do you think, man?
Yeah, no, I haven't. But I think my guys have picked me up on that end. Gavin comes in and have a great night for us tonight, and also Jared DeHart comes in and has another great night for us. So my guys are picking me up.
How about the performance of Kyle Hartman again? He's just there. He's going to be joining us here. Hey, I mean, he is like Mr. Steady. You were on the bench. There were so many times last year that he get in that situation and he really wasn't sure what he was going to do. He is playing with so much more confidence. And I think you being on the floor, you being on this team, he doesn't have to shoulder all those responsibilities. And when you're going 10 and 11 deep, that's a big. That helps everybody across the board.
It does. And he's so poised, and he played at Huntington before, so he knows how to play the game. And I played with him back in Fort Wayne when he played at Dwenger, so he's really good. He's really poised.
How much on the big picture of the way this is going? I mean, 2 games in back-to-back game. This is just the way it's going to be when you get into the national tournament. So, are you guys gassed? Are we physically tired, or are we?
No, I don't think so. I think more than anything, we're ready to play another game. We're ready to prep up for another game and get it going.
I don't think you two get tired. You're a bigs get tired.
I was a little tired.
We saw it. But it's well deserved being tired because you're playing great out there. But I don't know.
Let's bring in Gavin. It's the first time we've had him on the postgame show, the Niles product. And Gavin, first of all, you're fitting in well in the system. You got your first collegiate start today. Nervous a little bit today, I think, at the first start?
No, I wasn't nervous. I've been prepared for this, and now I got it. So I was just ready.
Knocking down some big shots. They presented some matchup problems because of their athleticism and some physical length. Did that weigh into your mindset and how you were going to handle things out there?
No, because I knew their bigs couldn't shoot, so I could just help.
That's knowing the scout report.
We let him kind of check out his numbers. How about this for you? 7 for 11 from the floor, 3 of 7 from downtown, 17 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, 0 turnovers in 27.5 minutes.
Zero turnovers is huge.
And I made the comment, too, that what you did defensively doesn't show up on the stat sheet, the way you worked and you're setting screens, stuff like that. So, yeah, welcome aboard.
As the newcomer, how you feeling?
Good. At first I was timid, but now I know everyone, and I'm good.
Okay.
Good to go.
Good luck. He's going back to home next week, playing the Fort.
Yep, playing Fort Wayne.
And it'll be a blast. I'll see you on Saturday. Our other crew's going to be with you on Friday. So just congratulations on an awesome start, gents. Let's get one of the unsung heroes of this group. That's Kyle Hartman, and he's been listening to what we've had to say. And really, I tell you what, and just address, you heard what I was talking about.
Yep.
We just feel your body language is totally different from last year. Are we off our rockers? You could say that. No, other people have said that about us.
No, you're right. Like you said, Cruz, he gives me unbelievable amount of confidence. Last year, I'd always go to him and ask him, like, what do you see? He'd give me pointers. And this year, just learning from him so much. Like, I looked up to him when he was at Northside, when I was at Dwenger. And I just said I wanted to model my game after him. And, he's just given me a lot of confidence this year.
And I talked to you last night. I said you were my player of the game last night. I feel like last year you had to bring the ball up, beat the press, and then run the offense. This year now, with him bringing the ball up, you're able to catch it on the wing and use that first explosive step to make some things happen. You're certainly looking to score more.
And playing better defensively as well.
I love the fact, 20-point game, coach called you over and thought you were too soft and gave up a layup.
That's right,
That next possession, you banged and banged and banged, and Ryan was the first guy in your corner yelling at you. Well done, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Coachable, that's what it needs to be at this stage, right?
Yep, that's right. One game at a time, 3-0 this week, and then we go back to Fort Wayne Friday and Saturday. So,
will that be an emotional weekend for you guys from the Fort?
It will be exciting. Yeah, to get back in front of the home fans, and for me, Cruz and Trey. Just another game, though. It just happens to be in hometown, so.
Great job
Keep
tonight.
it up, man.
Keep up the great work.
Sure is nice to be able to go to you when there's foul trouble or Lutz hurts his knee and say, we'll just send Kyle.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
the other thing that we didn't talk about. His body language when he's shooting free throws has totally changed too.
Yeah, a lot of confidence this year. I put in a lot of work this offseason.
That's what I was going to ask. How many hours working? Yep. Keep it up, young man.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Good job. Once again, special thanks to Kyle Hartman, who wants us pretty special day here at the office here at the Gage Gymnasium. Any final thoughts, guys?
I just, for him, I love the fact that he came in and he started and he lost that starting role as the season went on. His role was adjusted a little bit. And then coming in this year, coming off the bench, absolutely not. Much like Michelle Moritas on the women's team, that accept your role and know what you can do to make your team better, and that's why this team is the way it is.
The Lady Pilots the winner in Game 1 against Cornerstone. So in the nightcap, so the Crossroads League will take 2 from the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. We'll be back with you again on Friday. Stay tuned for that. But for all of us at Regional Radio Sports, we encourage you to check out the website for some great stuff going on at www.rrsn.com. A special thanks to our guys up there, to Ben Wilt, who's doing a wonderful job on the camera work, to Andrew Bowen, our sports information director. Also special thanks to Drew Schaus as well as Coach Ryan Lightfoot for joining us. Thanks to the 3 guys for joining us here on the post-game show, and Kyle Hartman. Also Gavin Rousler and Travion Cruz for our team here at Center Court. For Luke Schrock, for Coach Mark Gardner. Happy birthday to my friends at the United States Marine Corps. 243 years old. Thanks for serving, for all you do. The freedoms that we have are because of you. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, I'm Paul Condry. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.